Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
How you doing today, everybody? Oilers heading into a 5-game homestand. Starts tomorrow night against the Minnesota Wild. We'll discuss that. Oilers feeling a little better about themselves after the win in Seattle on Saturday. And really pleased that today from 4 to 5 p.m., we will be joined in studio, sitting right here betwixt Jay and I. The head coach of your Edmonton Elks, Mark Kilam, will be here. It'll be great to catch up with Mark, get him in studio to talk about football. I think we want to talk about life a little bit as well. And the occasion, so to speak, is that he has been on the job for 365 days. Tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of him being hired as the head coach of the Edmonton Elks. So we'll have some candid discussions with him. We do encourage you to send in questions you would like to ask Coach Kilam. Tell you what, send them in on the text line, the afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox presented by River Curb Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant. $18.99 prime rib special. That's 7 days a week, except show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. Available for dine-in and for takeout. So I'll just emphasize, and I think most of you understand this, if this is a great opportunity to have the head coach of our pro football team in studio, like for an hour. Like this is a pretty special opportunity. And again, if you have a question, if it's a good question, thoughtful question, we will ask it. Now, a lot of times in this situation, there might be 28 questions about the same topic. Well, in that case, we're not going to read all 28. We'll kind of collate it into one question. But remember, this is an opportunity to speak with a head coach. He has a position in which he knows he gets criticized. He has a position in which he knows not all the fans may agree with his decisions. And one thing that I've noticed, Jay, over the years is coaches love talking about their sport.
Sure.
They don't mind if they say, hey, why did you do that? I don't understand. Why did you do that? Now, if you don't like Coach Kilam and you're going to tell him that you don't like him and that you think he sucks, we're not going to read that. Okay? If you don't know why he made a decision or why he used a certain player or what he thinks about something of your team, absolutely ask that for sure. Respectful, thoughtful questions. Even if there's something you're like, Coach, I don't know why you did that. Why'd you do it? That's fine. If you just want to be like, hey, Coach, that was dumb, well, we're not going to read that. I think most people get that rule, but I feel like I got to say it.
It's good to say.
It's now been said. So he's on from 4 to 5, so that'll be a lot of fun. How you doing, buddy?
Reid, if I was any better, I'd be twins.
You'd be twice. You'd be double yourself.
Double my capacity.
You'd have an innie and an outie.
I would.
Another Severance reference. I'm watching a lot of Severance. So
you're addicted to that show.
Close.
Should I be concerned about your addiction?
No, because I'll be done it by the weekend, if not sooner. And then because I just started it last weekend. I think last Saturday. So 9 days ago, and I've watched. That would be 15 episodes, and I have 4 left, and then I'm caught up. Then I got to wait for season 3 to come out. But it's been pretty cool because Koob has watched it and Herden has watched it. And they watched it when it was out, when it was current. So they're all like, ooh, Reid.
They know what's coming.
Guess what's coming up? Oh, Reid, I wouldn't get too attached to that character.
Oh, no.
Or would I? So it's pretty good.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it's very good. All right. So, but you had your favorite football team in the NFL playing last. That was I know the Commanders. That was a great game.
Heck of a football game.
So I turned it on right when they were replaying the guy's catch. Because I wasn't really able to watch the first half. So that was in the third quarter, and I kind of thought I would turn it on and check the score, and Denver would have a healthy lead. And that was not the case. And that was a thrilling game. I mean, the Commanders tied it. On the last play? And then, I assume you were on board with them going for 2.
Oh, Reid, I was on board with a game in single digits.
Right.
Because this team's out of it. So as a Commanders guy, you just want them to keep it close, which they did. It was an entertaining game. I thought that Treylon Burks catch that you referenced, fantastic.
I think he caught a few people's attention.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, we might talk about some catches from yesterday in buying or selling much later in the show. A little teaser for the people.
Oh, nice.
But it was nice just to be in a competitive game. And for it to come down and, go for 2 points. What was there, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the overtime period? So what's a tie going to do for you?
You're right. At that point, if they kick the extra point, you're probably either losing or you're tying.
Yeah, and the season, I'm sorry, it's over. Like there's no chance of them coming back, although they still are in the hunt, as per the NFL.com website.
So the NFL, when Jay and I found out today, because we never looked at it this closely before, that if you're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, they put you as in the hunt. So even if there are any 1-win teams left, there's certainly some 2-win teams. Do they still list the 2-win teams as in the hunt?
Yeah, I'll see.
I guess you could run the table.
Yeah, it's funny, but no, I thought it was a very you know what? That was an entertaining weekend of football. Obviously, it started Thursday with the Thanksgiving games, but let's see. The Browns are still in it at 3. No, the lowest is 3-win teams,
and they don't put them. Okay, so they don't have any.
But the current playoff probability is under 1%.
So then the NFL is like, we can't list that team as in the hunt.
No.
Because if you have 9 losses, you can't even finish above 500.
Sorry, they're not in the hunt. They're on the bubble.
Well, they're
the bubble. There's a classification.
The bubble hasn't quite burst yet.
That's right.
So, I guess, if you're not mathematically eliminated, your bubble's about to burst, and then when it does, you are mathematically eliminated.
Correct.
So there is some combination that a 2-9 team could make the playoffs.
If everything went their way,
it would have to be. I assume the computer simulation has been run. I enjoyed a relatively stress-free Seahawks game yesterday.
That was a dud of a game. No,
not if you like the Seahawks.
Oh, that poor Minnesota quarterback.
Yeah, I know. He did a Cornelius.
Yes,
he was being sacked. He was almost on the ground, and he didn't change hands. He threw it with his right hand. Yeah. Oh wait, I might have the whole thing. I think. Don't I have the whole thing somewhere? I have too many audio. There it is.
In trouble, trying to get away. He will not. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? He throws it away. It's picked up and brought back by Captain Thomas. Touchdown, Hamilton. What is happening? The Ticats strike again. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was
4th down, too. It was 4th down.
It was 4th and goal. Down. It was third down. They could have kicked after.
Yes, that's right.
Because Greg Olson, the commentator, said at this point the play's over. Even if he would have got sacked, it's still an easy field goal.
Just go down.
Yeah, and he blindly threw it underhand. Ernest Jones picks it off for the Seahawks. And that at 10-0, that pretty much ended the game.
Yeah.
In the second
quarter. They had no offense.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind a nice stress-free cruise to the finish line game.
What'd you think of the Seahawks jerseys? Pretty solid.
Yeah, I like those throwbacks, but I like their current uniforms.
Right.
I'm generally not a fan of the unitard, the pants and the top being the same color, but I like these. I don't mind the lime green accents and the colors. I didn't like the Hasselbeck, Sean Alexander era uniforms. They were a lighter blue, they looked like pajamas.
Yeah.
The darker blue so I actually wouldn't go back to the throwbacks, but it's cool they wear them twice. Did they wear them at Washington? I think they did.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they did.
Can you imagine if they were a unitard?
If they actually were a unitard?
You'd have to get into it with the pads and everything. I mean, I would actually be impossible.
You got to step
you
into it.
You need a zipper on the back. Hey, can you unzip me? All the guys in the locker room after the game.
Got to help each other undress. Oh, my goodness. All right. 780-218-9999 is how you text us, the River Crew Resort and Casino inbox. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com. Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. You can get us on YouTube. If you are taking us in on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. Click the thumbs up button. We try to get to at least 100 thumbs every show. We've been doing a pretty good job of that lately.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
And of course, post in the nasty chat with us and with each other. You can also get us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Those are great audio streaming apps. I usually, when I'm listening in the house, I'll usually just put it on iHeartRadio. I don't use the YouTube as much at home.
We're a YouTube household. We'll just slap it on there. Mostly so my daughters can't watch something silly and stupid.
Oh, right.
They're forced to watch it.
I think the show might fall into that category.
Come on.
Coop the Corgi should get a YouTube channel.
You should just have a GoPro on him.
Or on OnlyFans.
That's weird. Is that a thing? Animal OnlyFans?
Well, if Coop had one.
I don't.
Well, you're the one that held him up.
I didn't realize I was exposing Cooper to the whole entire YouTube audience. He's a little dog.
He's a little dog.
He's got a little torso. So I held him up like I was showing off Simba, and I was showing off something.
780-218-9999 I saw you text us. River Cree Resort and Casino Inbox. We got a really fun off-topic topic coming up in a couple minutes. This one, if we get going on it, we hope that the audience is going to get going on it. And it is coaching related, since Mark Kilam, Edmonton Elks head coach, is going to be in studio with us from 4 to 5. But you know what? We got to get to the Bear headlines, the afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Big day here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Elks head coach Mark Kilam will be sitting right at this very desk. It's 1 year on the job for Kilam. I would have baked him a cake, but I spilled sluice juice all over the recipe. It's the Battle of the 97s tomorrow at Rogers Place. 97? That's the last time my brother-in-law hit the exact at the track. Sticky Fingers Burks made the snag of the season in the Sunday Nighter. He looked like Cousin Jeb catching trout at the old fishing hole. Hey, Jeb, don't be afraid to use your rod and reel. I'm Chet Palmer.
Okay, a lot to unpack from that one. The Chet has a cousin Jeb.
Yeah, barehanded fisherman, apparently.
Barehanded fisherman. 97 apparently is Chet's brother-in-law's last hit of an exactor at the track.
Yeah.
That's a long streak.
That's nigh on 28 years.
Nigh, it is. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah, you think at some point, just by accident, you'd get an exacta.
Yeah.
Just the first two horses in the exact order. They just keep picking the two favorites. You think one every, even if it's like a 10 race card, you'd think once a night you'd hit the exact. You still might lose money overall, but you'd hit one at least.
But the odds aren't there. I can understand why you'd want to keep going for it.
Yeah.
Good for him.
All right. That was the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3, the Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. All right. So Mark Kilam is going to be in studio from 4 to 5. Head coach of the Edmonton Elks. That's going to be pretty cool. And we will have audio clips from after Oilers practice today coming up. You're going to hear from Adam Henrique and Kris Knoblauch. Here's how the Oilers deployed themselves at practice today. Well, not necessarily themselves. It was probably at the behest of their head coach. McDavid between Savoy and Hyman, Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Mangiapane, Nuge with Henrique and Janmark, Lazar with Frederick and Klattenberg, Tomashek, the extra forward, Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Regula, Kulak, Emerson, Wallman skated and then left a little early to get treatment. Of course, your goaltenders are Skinner and Pickard. So 7 o'clock game tomorrow. The GCL Diesel Oil Stream show hosted by Tom Gazzola, Oil Stream pregame show, will be on this station at 6 o'clock. So Jack Roslovic obviously still not ready to go. He's going to be out a couple weeks. He was watching some of the practice from the bench. So our off-topic topic, as always, is presented by our great friends over at William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. All right, so you can name a coach, past or present, that you would like to sit in on their game planning. So
Any sport,
any coach, past or present, so it could be someone who's no longer with us, and you get to be a fly on the wall with this coach and their assistant coaches for, I don't know, maybe 5 to 15 minutes, half an hour, as they're having a meeting or going over some game film We're talking about, okay, what are we going to tell the players today? Name a coach, past or present, that you would like to sit in on their game planning. You're a fly on the wall, and you get to see how this coach gets ready for a game and communicates, with other guys on his staff. Or maybe there's even he's talking to players before a game, getting them ready to go.
Whew. This is well, I mean, I'm a football guy first.
Yeah.
So I know you'd think maybe a Bill Belichick, but I'd like to sit in with John Gruden.
Oh, really?
I think that guy has a passion for the game that is second to none. And I mean, he was a pretty successful coach in the NFL.
True.
He's with the Oakland Raiders. He won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, though.
Yes.
So I like John Gruden. If I had to go into basketball, I don't know how John Wooden would stand out.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right? I mean, the pyramids to success, or the pyramids of success.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see how they plan and try to put their players in the best positions.
I mean, Phil Jackson came to mind for me.
Jackson.
I mean, I read one of his books about the Lakers, and he's so known for being a cerebral coach who, ran a very good basketball system. His assistant was part of that as well. Was it Tex Winter? Do I have the name right? The triangle offense guy? But, Phil Jackson was, he'd give players books to read. So like how much in the meeting was like X's and O's and how much was like, what do I need to say to Shaq today to get him a little more interested? Or, what story can I tell Shaq? So that would be interesting to me.
Well, and think how much game planning has changed with the advancements of technology.
Yeah, well, the film, some of the advanced stats, the analytics, and I do think it's changed. I mean, Lombardi was interesting, and I read a book about Lombardi probably 20, 25 years ago. So many of his Packers players from that era were, still with us. And it's amazing because what's an old school coach? And this is oversimplification, but the old school coach, well, I'm just going to insult guys. I'm just going to, put them down and make them work as hard as possible. And the ones who don't crack are on the team, and the other guys can go away.
Yeah,
that's not as much the approach now, but a lot of the Packers players from that era said that Lombardi would just be all over them the first couple of days of practice. Like they're back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and he's just like, you're terrible. Like you can't block. Like what? But then he would reverse it midway through the week. Like one of the players said, like by Sunday morning going to plays, like I felt like I was unbeatable.
Right.
Because coach just got me. The last few days of practice, he just built me up and up, and I just felt incredible about myself. So that's the interesting thing, right? Because I think our premise here is you get to see their preparation for a practice or a game, but you also see, okay, what mind games are they going to play? And let's face it, I think people understand how I'm using mind games. I mean, that is motivation. I don't mean in like a twisted way, but that is part of getting the best out of your play. How do you convince them? How do you make them feel like winners or that this is the right thing to do?
And that's interesting because that would come down to a player by player basis.
Right.
Because some different players tick differently than others. It's like I watched a series on the Bears championship team with their defense, the best defense in football. And Mike Singletary hated Buddy Ryan, the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
Hated him. But once you gain the respect from Buddy Ryan and the trust, he was like your best friend and it would totally switch to how he treated you, but you needed to earn his respect first.
Oh, okay. Right.
And then turned into almost a father figure for Singletary. So yeah, coaches have an amazing, responsibility to their team.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see how, any of these high level coaches that you could talk about in any sport. What would it be like sitting around when Glenn Slater was the head coach of the Oilers?
Yeah.
How do you handle what is a cast of superstars?
And he was the GM. Too, right? So
so he had to do it twofold.
Duck Dad says Kavis Reed. Triple Crown says Scotty Bowman. Mex says Greg Popovich. That's a good one. Was that Crazy OJ? Oh my goodness. Says John Schneider. Well, here's a good one. How do you say that? Sinvec? Not sure. Paul Bear Bryant. That's a classic college coach. Box Pounder says Pete Carroll, who you hate and want to beat up.
I just said if I could kick somebody in the nuts once for free, it would be Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll. So yeah, these are some interesting. I mean, a lot of great coaches, and probably a lot. And this is another thing. Probably a lot of them whose personalities in these situations would be maybe a little different from what you see either on the bench or on the court or talking to the media. You know, what's Knoblauch like in one of these meetings?
Well,
maybe a little different. Who knows?
Didn't the Oilers TV post something?
Well, they did. Yeah, an intermission. Yeah, for sure.
Quite different than
he was a little more animated. So that's the off-topic topic for William Huff. Name a coach, past or present, that you would like to be able to sit in on a game planning session with this coach. And you can tell us why. This will be a good one. 780-218-9999. You can text the afternoon inbox for River Crib Resort and Casino. You can also post in the nasty chat on YouTube. Is that for me or for you?
No, that's just a line.
Okay, I thought I forgot something.
No, you're good.
I very well could have.
Reid, you're perfect in every.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, my friend.
Yes.
Keep giving us that thumbs up, by the way, on YouTube. Do not be a pleasure delayer. Get in there and click. Let's get to 100 as quickly as possible. We're already at 40, and we barely started the show. All right, let's take a quick timeout, and we're back with the Oil Understood.
Noah Taylor has inked a new deal with the Elks, being locked up through 2027. The 26-year-old played every game last season, sharing the team lead in sacks with 4. On the field, New England plays host to New York. Patriots 10-2 on the season, winners of 9 straight, while the Giants have lost 6 in a row, 2-10 on the year. Join Lieutenant Eric for that one at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. That one gets going at 6:15. In other news, Adam Thielen has been waived by the Vikings. He's aiming to join a contending team, with the 35-year-old making 8 catches in 11 games for Minnesota so far this season. A handful of games in the NHL from the Shark Tank. The Mammoth at the ice. The Jets are out in Buffalo taking on the Sabres. The Blue Jackets and Devils drop the puck while Anaheim visits St. Louis. Elsewhere, Brandon Carlo has faced an injury setback and will undergo evaluation in Toronto. He's been out since November 13th with a lower body injury. To the NBA, there's 9 games on the schedule. Denver and Dallas match up. The Pacers take on the Cavaliers as the Clippers face the Heat. This Sports Update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today, the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel brings us back. After the break comes Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
I don't think the Oilers actually broke the Flames. I think the Flames broke the Flames, and people wanting out of Calgary broke the Flames. And internal stuff in the dressing room broke the Flames. Some of the management decisions and ownership decisions about who is making decisions around the table.
That was Sutter behind the bench. That was a tough situation.
It wasn't the right
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
You could set up your Christmas tree in the last available spot in the house, or you can create the space you need with Sentinel Storage. Get the most out of Christmas. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Okay, we got a limerick. All right, you know what? I better, because a couple limericks came in Friday, and I forgot to read them because I'm silly and negligent. So this limerick is from YYC No Flames for Me. Connor ditched his old twig for Bauer. Goaltenders will all now cower. Bedard for Olympics. Impress Italian chicks. I really need to go take a shower. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
We're going to throw that one in.
Did he send that to you too?
Yeah.
We like getting limericks. We like getting limericks a lot. It's one of the things that brings us quite a bit of joy.
It's probably my favorite part of the day.
Really?
Yeah, I like it.
That's cool.
The off-topic topic for William Huff was which coach, past or present, that you would like to sit in on their game planning. Sickler.
Your buddy.
In the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, Coach K, that's Coach Krzyzewski with the Dream Team.
Krzyzewski.
Krzyzewski.
We talked to
with the Dream Team, though.
Oh, was he the coach in 92?
I think he was the coach for a long time. Or he was on the staff.
But see, when I hear Dream Team, I think very first, I think Bill, wasn't it Daly? What was
yeah.
Chuck Daly. Chuck Daly was 92.
So he was on the Dream Team. Well, the team,
but he was
an assistant coach for the Dream Team in 92.
Okay. The head coach was Chuck Daly. But Krzyzewski's coached other
gold medals 2008, 12, and 16. He was the head coach of 2010 and 14 FIBA World Cup, but he was an assistant.
Right.
But that's good. I like that one.
That is a good one.
Bronco Nick says, I would love to sit in the team meetings when Dallas Eakins was explaining the swarm defense.
That's a good one.
To the team. That's good. I like that. Keep those ones coming.
Yeah. Off-topic for William Huff. So the Oilers back at practice today. They did take yesterday off after beating the Seattle Kraken 4-0 on Saturday. Your quick impressions of that game?
Yes. Yes to that team.
It was a yes game.
Yeah, I mean, it was special teams, perfect. Goaltending, perfect. By, definition of letting in goals, perfect.
Right.
And I thought they were feisty. Toughness, pushback. They had 3 fighting majors leading into that game. They added 2 more to that on Saturday.
Right.
That's okay. That's fine. Especially when the game calls for it. I know, who was it late in the game? Was that Nurse that wanted to take on...
Well, they were trying to fight Marchment, yeah.
Right. And then they just said, the hell with you guys. Get off
they
the
just
ice.
gave them the 10s, yeah.
But that's good. Yeah. Act pissed off. Act like you're the big dog in town.
Right.
Good things happen. You?
Yeah, I thought it was a solid game. I mean, they didn't make any huge mistakes. I mean, Skinner made a couple of key stops. Certainly the penalty. I mean, the power play scored twice, but the penalty killing would be even more impressive. Because when it's 5-on-3 for a minute 45, I'm thinking, okay, there's one.
Yeah.
That's a goal for Seattle. And then maybe if they score quick enough, they stay on the power play, a chance to get another one. I was talking about with Tom on the Oil Stream at noon today, Clattenburg playing exactly how he needs to play to stay in the NHL.
Yep.
Don't get called up from the minors and change. Don't get called up from the minors and think, well, now I'm in the NHL. I can
lean into it.
I can be a little like there's a reason he got called up and there's a reason he'll stay. And right now he should stay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if one of the injured guys comes back, though that might not happen for a while, I'm not taking Clattenburg out of the lineup. And yes, he doesn't play a lot.
6 minutes.
He's probably going to be a 5 to 10 minute guy.
But he led the team in hits.
But that's the thing. Yeah. He knows who he is. He goes out, he gets involved, he plays like his last name sounds, and I think all 3 games he has played, correct me if I'm wrong, Oilers fans have got through that game and thought, I noticed that guy. Certainly he scored against Dallas, but even that Florida game, he didn't play a lot, but he got some hits. He mixed it up at the end of the game. Certainly against Seattle, he was involved. So, yeah, he's younger, but I'll tell this again. I said it at noon. Matt Hendricks had a great line once when he was here. He was a fourth liner on the Oilers, and then he was on the team that got into the playoffs, and then he was a healthy scratch most of the playoffs. He still took the warm-up because the guys loved having him around. Why did they like having him around? Because of his attitude.
Yep.
And what was his attitude? He said it to me once in an interview. He goes, I know I'm about 10 bad shifts away from never playing in the NHL again. Right? Those guys who are the 12th, 13th forwards, they're quite easily replaced. So don't do something. You're right. Don't do something that makes yourself replaceable. And if Clattenburg came up and couldn't hit and wasn't getting involved, they'd be like, well, so much for calling this guy up. Guess he needs another 3 years in the minors.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, okay, there's some energy.
Now here's the thing, and Les Sweet says it in the chat too. A one-off is not a problem solved, and I don't think.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't at all. But he's done what he's needed to do for 3 games.
I think Les is actually talking about the Oilers in general as well. That one 60-minute game.
Oh no, not at all. No, not at all.
But
but I'm glad they did it. I'd sooner they do it than not do it.
Exactly, and take pride in them doing that. Oilers fans, they had a hell of a game. They put it together, and they dominated that game, even though they were power plays. What was it, 6-2? Seattle had 6 power plays.
Yeah.
So now the question is, okay, tomorrow night, what happens?
If they can play well for most of this homestand, I'll start to believe, okay, maybe they've taken a step forward.
Sure.
Yeah, but they got to keep going out there and reproducing that. We're, of course, right in the middle of the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Understood. What?
I missed it.
That's fine.
Was taking a breath.
You're not expected to do it.
Well, we started doing it in
you'll get it tomorrow.
Understood.
Chris Knoblauch, like at 5:50, you're like, understood. What happened?
Well, maybe we can finally have your dream where we end the show on it. And I'll just
then I start the next show, yeah. After practice today, Chris Knoblauch commenting on that win over Seattle.
Well, I thought we defended really much better, gave up fewer chances, and but I also like our players' engagement. They were a little bit fired up, and we took some more penalties than we would like to, but there was a lot of energy and a lot of togetherness on the bench and on the ice, which I think is very important to play an entire season. And but we got to be careful on not taking the penalties, and maybe there's some penalties there that probably, maybe in my opinion, shouldn't have been called, but I don't know. Everyone just seemed a little more engaged, a little more fired up.
All right. Well, first of all, about the penalty, I don't know if the Oilers got a penalty that was iffy. I'm trying to think. Maybe they didn't like the too many men. I did think Seattle maybe could have had a couple more penalties. I thought Mangiapane flat got tackled.
Mm-hmm.
I was quite surprised that's not a hold. But, whatever. They got through it. But talking about energy and togetherness. Now, look, everybody that's posting in the chat, it'll be different against Minnesota. I agree with you. It's only one game. Okay? But they won it. If it was a loss, we'd be picking it apart. So it was the last game, so we're picking it apart. I get it. They have to do something for 2 weeks, a month, like create a higher standard than what they've been playing. An opportunity to do it. That's all I can tell you. They got an opportunity to do it. Quite frankly, 3 of the last 4 games, they've played fairly well. You know, the Tampa Bay game, given the circumstances, they hung in there. Florida, they played decent, took advantage of a bad night from Bobrovsky. They were clearly terrible against Dallas and were pretty good against Seattle. So maybe something's picking up here. But he used the words energy and togetherness. And, I mean, we talked about, what were some of the words we used? Zest, gumption, passion.
Disconnected.
Emotion. Yeah, so at least, and if it took Clattenburg, fine. But there was finally a little more of that. There was finally a little more this game actually matters. Now, certainly, yes, the fighting and the aggression and the scrums, that is one thing. But also just that give-a-care in front of both nets. You know, how many open rebounds or open shots did Skinner have to face? Not that many. They had a 2-on-1 early in the game. I think the shot hit the side of the net. They had the breakaway. Skinner stopped it. Certainly they had some looks on the power plays that Skinner made the saves. But there wasn't a lot of oh my God, there's a chance and there's another chance and there's another chance. It was a much more under control, thorough, passionate game, I thought.
Yes. And I would say specifically in their own end, defensively, they were a lot more together. I mean, they showed this highlight pack. I forget if it was in the first or second intermission, just of all the Oilers back checking aggressively. And I kind of had to laugh because it's
this should be the standard.
This probably shouldn't be on a highlight pack per se. But I did understand that was a team that was playing a little bit more energized.
Right.
So yeah, now it's build off that, right? Because clearly what did you ask last week after Dallas? You had 2, I don't know, from Connor McDavid.
Well, I asked Connor about the confidence, how they get, and he just said, well, I know we feel more confident at other times. But
there was a lot of uncertainty at that time. We don't know how to get it. Well, you keep playing games like that way, with that energy, and that snowball starts building, right?
Right.
So it was a positive sign for sure. But yeah, of course, tomorrow is going to be a different game. Minnesota's a different team. And, but at this point, I think that was a good start to the week for the Oilers, or, start to this 5-game homestand is getting one on the road in Seattle.
Adam Henrique, was asked about the standings and how congested it can be in trying to move up.
I mean, it seems like it's one of those years where everybody's good, and everybody's always good, but there's none of those teams that are, in a clear rebuild. The teams that have been rebuilding are in a spot where they want to take steps and push for playoffs and more and get that, and the teams that are in the playoffs, you want to push for divisions and that sort of things, and everybody's got the same goal, but at the same time, everybody's getting better, and it's kept the standings pretty tight, other than, like you said, a couple teams, and so you feel like when the world's caving in, when you take a look at things, it's still right there within the grasp. And I know you guys love Thanksgiving and those sorts of things. I love talking about that, but it's there, and we know that, but at the same time, it's focusing on that next game.
Well, yeah, that American Thanksgiving quote unquote deadline. Well, it's not a deadline. The demarcation point. I've never been too into that, but I think this year with the team so tight, maybe it's going to mean even less than another year's.
Well, you want to talk about standings. Look at this in the Pacific Division, Reid. From top to bottom, with the Ducks at the top, Flames at the bottom. Here's the last 10 games going from top to bottom.
Okay.
Ducks 4-6-10, Kings 6-1-3, Vegas 4-2-4, Kraken 4-4-2, Sharks 5-5-0, Oilers 5-4-1, Canucks 2-5-3, Flames 5-3-2. Nobody's on a torrid pace here.
Nobody even has a 7-3.
Nobody has a 7-3. The highest is the Kings at 6-1-3 in the last 10 games.
So that's quite good, yeah.
So, that is good, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you went and you looked at
I know what you mean.
The Eastern Conference, there's 9-0-1, 8-1-1, 8-0-2 to kick off that.
Yeah.
Or sorry, in the Central Division.
Yeah, because Minnesota's on a tear, obviously.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, just let's see if they can build on this 5. Like if they can, if this is a 6-point homestand, okay, decent. If they get 7 or more points on this homestand, then I might feel all right. They've settled things down, and maybe they're really going to start to build. Jay and I are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Taco Tuesday. That's tomorrow. Just leveled up at the Canadian Brewhouse all day. $3.49 new tacos and quesadillas. After 4 p.m., sip on $5.99 margaritas, $2 off Corona tankards, and tequila shots starting at $5.99. All right, remember, Mark Kilam, head coach of your Edmonton Elks, 1 hour with us in studio starting at 4 o'clock. So he'll be here from 4 to 5. If anything you want to know from Coach Kilam, text it in to 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Monday night, well, that means it's Monday Night Football. That's going to be the focus for Jay's Play of the Day when we get back.
.26-year-old Noah Taylor has signed a 2-year extension with the Double E running through the 2027 season. In 18 games last year, Taylor made 26 defensive tackles, adding 4 sacks. NFL action, the 2-10 Giants face the 10-2 Patriots. New England rolling with 9 straight wins. New York dropping their last 6. Catch the game alongside Lieutenant Eric down at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Centric Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff goes at 6:15. For Mini, the Vikings have waived veteran Adam Thielen as he seeks to join a contending team, and there's a handful of games in the NHL. The Jets joust with the Sabres. The Ducks, who lead the Pacific Division, challenge the Blues, while Pittsburgh and Philly drop the puck. In St. Louis, Alexei Toropchenko is out week to week after sustaining burns to his legs in a home incident. Meanwhile, Cal Foote has signed a contract with the Wolves, the AHL affiliate of the Hurricanes. Foote is one of 5 players from Team Canada's 2018 World Junior team who were acquitted of sexual assault charges in a high-profile case. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Get your home holiday ready with Paramount Flooring. For over 33 years, Paramount's family-owned business has a reputation for earning trust with fair pricing, dependable service, and quality workmanship. Call 780-483-1991 and mention EST for 10% off. Paramount Flooring. Flooring for the life you live. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
I could see Seattle dropping out. I could see San Jose maybe finishing around 500, but not quite above. And then I think Winnipeg and Edmonton might come up and push teams out.
If you were in Vegas right now and you're looking at the Golden Knights, would you have some concern that this team isn't as strong as it once was?
Well, they aren't. I mean, they always kind of find a way to be
The
good.
Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Boxing Day rocks at River Cree. December 26th, live in the venue. Hysteria, tribute of Def Leppard, and Blackout.
On the job with us. He's going to be in studio from 4 to 5. If you have I'll tell you what, let's just limit, to make it easier for Jay to sort through everything. If you have questions for Coach Kilam, text them in, because I've seen a couple in the nasty chat, but they're going to get scrolled out, so we won't see them. So 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, that's today, 50% off the entire menu. That's available Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. So text your questions for Coach Kilam to 780-218-9999. We'll do as many as we can. Or again, remember, some of them might sort of be on the same theme. So if we don't read yours specifically, it might be close to somebody else's. But we do want to get your involvement with Mark. We're going to talk football with him. I want to talk a little bit of life with Mark Kilam. Like, this is a great opportunity because, we're talking about our off-topic topic is for William Huff, how to coach his game plan. Who would you like to see game plan? But I also want to know, okay, like, you're not in season. What's a day like for you? Do you watch film every day? Or are you still at the office early? And you've seen him in his life as a sports dad, right? So do you have a little bit more time to go watch the kids play? What kind of a dad are you on the sidelines? Do people come up to you and want to talk about football when you're trying to watch your kid play? I want to know about that sort of life stuff as well. I find that interesting because when you have a job like him, you kind of never stop representing the Edmonton Elks. You know what I mean? Like if he's grabbing a can of soup off the shelf while he's grocery shopping and somebody's like, "Hey coach, that was a heck of a game." Like you got to engage even if it's quick, right? So I kind of want to know about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I get the sense that through this conversation that hopefully our listeners will get more of that sense as well, right? Because there's an off season. Is there an off season? Can you actually relax? I mean, they're rolling out names of players that they've extended, re-signed. I think it's one of those things that's always part of your day to day.
Yeah, but of course we will talk. I know for me specifically, I'm going to ask him about. I'm going to be the jerk. I'm going to ask about one decision he made during the season.
Are you?
I'm going to be like, "Why did you do that?"
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna ask him some football questions.
Yeah, several.
We're gonna ask him about Cody Fajardo. We're gonna ask him about how do you think your coordinators did.
Yeah,
right. I mean, this is stuff that everybody wants to hear, and I'm sure he has the answers for sure. And I mean, this is the thing. This is the first year as a head coach in the CFL.
Right.
Right. So I'm sure there were a lot of learning points for him throughout the way because it's never the same when you're the assistant head. When you're the big guy,
it's a change.
It's different. When you're the person that has to put the stamp of approval on it, things change.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
And of course, this is presented by Play Alberta. You can skip the flight to Vegas because jackpots are just a tap away. Experience all the thrills of the casino right from your phone with Play Alberta. Download the app today. Use the $50 or put in $50 and use the EST exclusive promo code EST Casino for a $50 casino bonus.
Well, we're going to go to the Monday Night Football game. I mean, how couldn't we? We must. That's Jay's play of the day. It's focusing. If you are a New England Patriots fan, you're going to want to have a look-see over this one. So Patriots money line, Hunter Henry over 3.5 receptions, and Ramondre Stevenson over 26.5 yards rushing. Looking at this, I looked into Hunter Henry's. He does get more catches at home. This is a home game. They are a bit of a two-headed monster in the backfield, so I think Ramondre Stevenson is going to have no problem getting that. This has been boosted to plus 360. So this is a good number. If you're going to be watching, you like the Patriots, you're going to want to head over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials, and you will see Jay's play of the day, as well as others. There's Lock Shop, Early Bird Bet. There's some good ones that have been cooked up today. And always remember to use your game sense.
Okay, now the New York Giants do not have a chance in this game, do they?
Of course they do.
2-10 at 10-2.
I mean, would you say the Commanders had a chance last night?
No.
But it went down to the final play in overtime, Reid. That's why they play the games, baby. I think Jackson Dart's going to fall flat on his face.
Didn't the Giants change their coach
tonight.
already this year?
Well, here's the thing, Reid, because this Patriots team has kind of come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be anywhere near this good.
Right? Drake May is exceeding expectations. This is a night where Drake May has the whole world's watching the whole planet, maybe even other planets. We won't get into that now. Watching with eyes on him.
Watching.
The aliens are watching. How does he perform? Does he look like he's looked? He's been a very impressive quarterback this year. Jackson Dart has had his flashes as well.
So the Patriots have won 9 in a row. The Broncos have won 9 in a row.
They're good.
Do they play each other this year, or have they? I don't even know.
Oh, for sure they would. Let's see.
Not necessarily. Depends on the division rotation, right?
Yeah. No, they didn't play. And they don't.
But they could be on a collision course in the postseason, Jay.
This is where we need your NFL Films music. Maybe as we get into playoffs, we should get the NFL Films music going.
Isn't it this one? So they're 10-2. So Baltimore and Pittsburgh are tied for a division lead at 6-6. Jacksonville and Indy are 8-4. Just looking at the AFC standings. Oh, Tennessee is 1-11. They've been eliminated, as have the Raiders. They are not even on the bubble. And the Giants are eliminated, and the Cardinals are eliminated. So there have been some teams there are teams now that aren't even on the bubble. I'm just saying, what chance do the Giants have in this game?
Well, a punter's chance, I guess. I mean, New England's favored by 7 points. That's the spread. That's not crazy.
So who's going to win Coach of the Year, Vrabel or Peyton?
I think Vrabel.
Would you think it's one of those two guys? Well, who's the Bears coach now?
Well,
they fired the guy last year,
right? Ben Johnson.
Right.
Not that.
The poet or the sprinter? Wasn't there a poet named Ben Johnson? Somebody will know in the nasty chat. There's going to be a poetologist.
What about Steichen out of Indianapolis?
Oh, yeah. That's a good
They've
call.
done some good things. I mean, they've kind of fell off recently.
What about McDonald out of Seattle?
No shot. No, I would think Vrabel. Has Vrabel won Coach of the Year?
Did he win it with? He might have won it with the Les Titans.
The Titans?
Did he win it?
Says he has.
Okay. So he'd be a 2-time winner of the Coach of the Year. What about
2021 after helping the Titans obtain their conference's top seed?
Do you have the whole list?
Nope.
Okay. Well, he's done very well.
Find it.
He's done very well.
Why? Do you want to play a game of hide
Well, yeah,
and seek?
because I don't even remember who won it last year.
I don't know why I called that hide and seek.
Oh, by the way, I didn't wrap up the segment.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Tanis says the Giants did beat the Eagles. True. Tango says the Pats are due to lose. Sheesh says the Rams lost, so maybe. True, but the Panthers are like a decent playoff contending team.
It's always interesting. Like Vince Lombardi won Coach of the Year once.
Okay, who were the last 5? See if I can get them.
Okay,
I can't
2024.
I can't even remember who won it. Oh, the Lions coach, Campbell. No, the Commanders coach.
Same conference or same division as Campbell.
Oh, O'Connell, the Vikings coach.
2023.
See, I already can't remember. McVay.
Kevin Stefanski, Cleveland Browns.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
2022. NFC team.
Sirianni?
Nope.
Doble? And then he was the guy got fired earlier this year. 2021 was Vrabel. You already told me that. Who would have been 2020? McVay.
He won it already in this list. This would...
O'Connell.
No.
Stefanski. Oh, yeah. Stefanski won it twice.
Yeah.
Did Carroll ever win it?
Nope.
Sad.
Not surprised.
Energetic guy. The Raiders are eliminated, by the way, at 2-10.
Belichick won it 3 times.
Thrice, as some would say.
Some would.
All right. So anyway, maybe it'll be an interesting game. I'm going to say this. I'm giving the Giants no chance in this game.
Oh, I hate that you're doing that.
It's over halfway through the second quarter.
Oh my gosh.
How often do I do that? Almost never. All right. So what was your wager again? What was Jay's play of the day? Give it one more time.
Jay's play of the day. New England Patriots money line. Hunter Henry over 3.5 receptions and Ramondre Stevenson over 26.5 rushing yards.
All right. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. We need 45 more to get to 100. That'd be cool to get to it very quickly. We got an awesome in-studio guest at 4 o'clock. The head coach of your Edmonton Elks, Mark Kilam, is ready to go. Here's the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop. They shut out Utah 1-0. They beat Ottawa 4-3. Prior to that, they'd lost 6 of 7. Sorry, buddy. I got 2 kids. I mean, they're funny. They're funny jokes around the house right now, man.
Just the delivery of it was good. I will say, totally caught me off guard.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation with options for every style and budget. Open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Noah Taylor has inked a new deal with the Elks, being locked up through 2027. The 26-year-old played every game for the Double E last season, sharing the team lead in sacks with 4. On the field tonight, New England plays host to New York. Patriots 10-2 on the season, winners of 9 straight, while the Giants have lost 6 in a row. 2-10 on the year. Join Lieutenant Eric for the game at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff for 6:15. In other news, Adam Thielen has been waived by the Vikings. He's aiming to join a contending team, and there's a handful of games in the NHL. From the Shark Tank, the Mammoth hit the ice. The Jets are out in Buffalo taking on the Sabres. The Blue Jackets and Devils drop the puck, while Anaheim visits St. Louis. And for the Leafs, Brandon Carlo has faced an injury setback. He's undergoing evaluation in Toronto. He's been out since November 13th with a lower body injury. To the court, there's 9 games in the NBA. Denver and Dallas match up. The Pacers take on the Cavaliers as the Clippers face the Heat. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Hope you're having a great afternoon. Oilers starting a 5-game homestand tomorrow. That's against the Minnesota Wild, who are red hot lately. 7 o'clock game at Rogers Place. So tomorrow on EST, our full day of live programming from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then it'll continue at 6 p.m. with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show hosted by Tom Gazzola. We, of course, also bring you pre- and post-game coverage of your Edmonton Elks when we are in the football season, and we are very pleased to have joining us in studio today the head coach of the Double E. It is Mark Kilam. Mark, good to see you.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Thanks a lot for coming in. Of course, this is our Voices of the Game segment for Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. We're more than just plywood. We offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. With a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff, we're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. Okay. Again, we really appreciate this. A lot to talk about. I know listeners and fans are eager to ask some questions and hear how you're doing as well. But I kind of want to know, okay, the season's been over for a while. We've gone through the Grey Cup. Is there actual downtime for a CFL head coach, or what's it like?
Yeah. I just kind of stepped off the bullet train, right? Because we were going so hard for so long. And really, if you go back, so 2024 season, I'm coaching for the Red team. Then we finished that year, go through the firing cycle, get hired here. So it's December 1st was my first day of my contract. So a year, and then right into it. So there wasn't an off season last year. It was, let's get some things in place so that we can function. And, the change started right away. So I was going hard for a long time. And then, season ends and that bullet train comes off the tracks, and it still takes some time to grind down and slow down. And that's when we spent 3 weeks going through, every part of the football season, the staff, the players, everything that we could try to analyze. And then now it's kind of got to the point where, I can't take my daughter to school in the morning. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We have this thing in the Kilam family right now where my kids are starving when they get home. So I cook like a full meal at 3 p.m.
Oh, nice.
So I just barbecued like 20 chicken thighs, Mark's Hella Chicken, just in case anyone's wondering. Special recipe. And then I just came over here.
Okay, so you get a little bit of time to do your human interests, so to speak,
right.
your outside of football interests. Okay.
That's right.
I've heard of this Mark's Hella Chicken before.
Oh, it's renowned.
But you won't tell anybody what's in it.
No, but I'm happy to have you over and eat it.
Okay.
Oh, anybody can eat it.
Okay.
Okay. So, how many kids do you have?
I have 2 girls.
Okay.
Teenage girls.
And they obviously play sports because you've seen Jay at the gym.
That's right. I think we're playing soon.
Yeah, we play this Wednesday.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
on.
I don't know how this is going to fare out.
So what kind of a sports dad are you? Are you loud and cheery, or do you think because of maybe your job, are you a little more reserved?
Well, I don't have the game face that I normally have on the sideline. I just try to keep it light. I try to support all the girls. I'm actually not allowed to cheer very loud. It's just frowned upon in the household.
Okay.
Daughter. So I just try to encourage them.
I'm getting to that stage too, where it's like, Dad, shut up.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear you. Nobody. But I did notice you, like me, are a standing guy. Like, it's hard to sit, right?
Yeah.
And you're excited. You want to
excited, and I feel like I can see exactly what's happening when I stand up.
So what? How competitive are your kids? Are they because Jay has, and he tells me stuff like maybe varying degrees, but how competitive are your kids?
Yeah, so I have one. My eldest daughter is not ultra competitive. She's more, focused on. She's more focused on studies and school. She's got like a 98 average in school.
Oh, that's it.
In high school too.
And
then the other one is kind of like a pit bull. Really, she's ultra. And that's just who she is. She's been that way her whole life.
Right. Did you steer them towards sports? Did you try to stay out of it? Like, was that hard as a dad if they weren't naturally interested in football?
No,
or
I mean,
sport
she played all the way up until high school.
Yeah.
So, but my wife and I wanted them to do sports just because we feel like sports, plugs them into the community, plugs them into friendship groups, gets them moving. We could do a whole show on the things you learn playing sports and being involved with sporting teams and stuff. So we wanted them to do it, and they did. And then, when the elder one, just was more into focusing on her school and she had a job and other things, we just said, okay, that's great. And the other one is super intrinsically motivated, so she just wants to be a part of what she's doing.
All right. So during this, because we're going to get into some X's and O's and football stuff and look at some things from the past season. But like, I'm very curious with the dedication to the craft that you have to have. Quite frankly, the hours that you have to put in. So during the season, what time do you get to work? Will you get to Commonwealth?
Well, I wake up and there's a 4 at the first number on the clock. There's somewhere around there, and you just go.
Okay.
And then there isn't it's not like a set hours. Like it's you finish working when the work is done.
Right.
You know, so there's not like, hey, I'm working till 4 today. You can't really say that. You just go and you work, and then, you know, some days are longer than others. Game plan days are longer. Early in the week is usually longer than the latter days of the week. But,
okay.
Yeah.
So you're up at 4 something.
Yep.
You head over to Commonwealth. And, okay, I'm just curious, like, the first thing you do when you get to Commonwealth, is it watching film? Is it meeting with the other coaches? Or does even that vary day to day?
No, so I drive in, I drink a triple espresso on my way in every day. Then I make it home.
Okay.
It's gone by the time I pull in the parking lot. The first thing I do is when I get to my office, I take my bag off, I make another coffee, and I fill my water bottle up. Then I go sit at my desk. That's literally how I start every single day. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You got a nice routine there. But a lot of people will respect the coffee routine.
Yeah. And then it just depends on what day it is. Like day of the week. So you have game plan days, usually 2 game plan days on a 7-day week. Then you have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Day 4 is the day before the game.
Right.
And then game. That's how we break down our weeks. So like if it's like a typical day 1 or 2, you know, early in the week when we're doing, you know, heavy install, there's a lot of stuff, you know, I'll have to get cut-ups ready. Day 1 is usually the day that I set up the week for the football team. Like this is, you know, the opponent, this is what's happening. If there's any kind of, you know, weird travel plans or anything that week, I let them know early so that you know, we can handle it like men and not be a distraction later in the week. And then day 2 is I actually get the players to speak in the meeting. We do something really cool that we started doing, and I really enjoyed it. And then day 3 is kind of like keys to victory, in addition to all of the other installs and whatever else we're talking about scheme-wise.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, you mentioned it was like a blur. You know, you finish the season, you're hired, then you're into it. There was really no off season last year. Now that you are into an off season, is it time, like especially around the house, that you can finally settle in? You know, like, because you've lived here, but have you really lived there? Like, you've been at work every day.
Yeah.
So are you finding that your honey-do list is growing a bit around the house?
It's growing. It's growing. There's a lot of projects. Actually, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they're both my brother and sister-in-law because my wife's a twin. So I don't know how you describe that. But anyways, they were in our house on the weekend. They're like, "Oh, you've done a lot of jobs around here, Mark," because the walls are still playing. We have this big picture montage that we haven't put up yet. All those things. So,
but now's the time.
Now is the time. Now is the time.
And when does the time end? Like what? Like seriously, you know, like when do you get back in? Because I mean, free agency's coming up. I mean, you guys have been re-signing and extending players all the time, which we'll get to after the break. But when does that say, okay, now it's start of the 2026 season?
Yeah, I think in January. Yeah. In January it starts. I mean, that's when rules committee, and we're still working right now. We've got Zoom interviews going on right now because we had a little bit of staff change and some other things going on. But it's not all encompassing like it is in season. So it's kind of like I'm figuring out what to do and what I should be doing as well, because it is it is my first off season as a head coach, so I'm trying to figure that navigate that path out. But really January in earnest, because that's when rules committee starts, and that's when you kind of really shift gears for, hey, we're bringing the staff in February, what are we doing, and all that.
You excited people by mentioning rules committee, because we are going to get to. We have a user in our chat here called he goes by the name the 55-yard line.
Oh,
and. So he's quite upset that he's.
I'm with you.
He's okay. Well, let's hang on. He says he did ask a question. He said,
yes, he had a question.
Where was it here? I bet he's in favor of retiring my number at the Commonwealth Stadium. He says he can't wait to hear
55.
Can't wait to hear Mark lament on the loss of the great 55.
Yeah. Really, the missed field goal, I think, I'd lament that.
That's mine.
That's the biggest one for me.
Yeah, because now it'll just be a dead ball. I mean, it's fine. You don't get the point, but there's no. I guess if it's short, if somebody tries a 65-yard or something and it's short, it might get a run back.
But there's like a risk-reward calculation that you do in a split second. It's like, do I want to kick 53 yards right now and Mario Alfred's in the end zone?
Right.
You know what I mean? You do that in game. It's part of the strategy of it, and you're like, well, if we're feeling good about it, we're going. If not, we've seen that guy hurt everybody. So I mean, it's that happens. That'll be different.
We're going to dive into that later, and you're going to give us every possible permutation and combination for going for it on third down. No, that's like okay. So you were born in Edmonton.
Born in Edmonton, Charles Gamble Hospital.
We got to fix Wikipedia. It says you were born in Lethbridge. What was most of your growing up was in Lethbridge?
Most of my growing up was in Lethbridge, yeah. So I lived here till the end of grade 1. Started grade 2 in Lethbridge.
And when did you start playing football?
In junior high. So great. Like it was when I started playing football, it was you played for your junior high school, which was super cool.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't like community ball. It was Gilbert Patterson Eskimos.
Now that was just a Southern Alberta thing. It had
Southern Alberta thing,
because it wasn't up here at that point. Couldn't have been.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was
so was it green and gold there too?
Green and gold.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And setting you up for LCI.
They went to LCI, and then a couple high schools or junior highs merged to go to LCI, and we were green and gold there as well.
Okay, and did you love it right away? Did you think this could be a cool life?
Second I put my helmet on.
Really?
Yeah. I remember my first practice was just running around, flying around, really not knowing what I was doing. I got an interception, and that was the positive one play that I remember. But I remember I got jacked up and I got winded, and I was like trying to like play through it, and I was like I couldn't breathe. I think my eyes were watering, and I remember the coach saying, "Hey, it's okay. You made the team.
You made the team.
Yeah.
You're like 12 or 13.
Yeah. But that's those are my two memories from my first practice.
And you were always a defensive player, or did you have to play both?
We played both ways growing up.
Both ways.
Yeah,
okay.
So I was a tailback as well and a linebacker.
Okay, and when did you have to pick or a coach pick for you?
When I went to university.
Okay.
Yeah, then I stayed on the defense.
And was Tom Wilkinson your head coach?
Tom Wilkinson was my head coach.
Yeah,
yes.
what was that like?
It was awesome. Yeah. It was 100 chew cups on his desk every time in the office, and he just cared. He cared about us as people, and that was what you really felt when you were around Tom.
Right. So you guys just missed potentially being teammates then by a year?
A year.
Yeah, a year. Yeah. It would have been just outside of that. Because my first year was Friesen's first year.
Yeah, and I would have played that year if I would have played my 5th year, but I didn't play my 5th year.
Wow.
And then
shame on you.
I know that was the whole.
You could have been a part of a 1-7 team. Yeah. Actually, maybe we would have been better if you. Jeez, Mark.
You know what? I wouldn't be sitting here if I would have played that.
Seriously. Because is that when you went down to Cochrane?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to do the summary.
Tell the 2-minute
story, cool notes.
Yeah,
it's a really cool story. So I didn't play my 5th year because my body was just letting me down. A bunch of knee surgeries, and I couldn't keep going. So I was like, I need to get out of here because all my friends were about to play their 5th year, and I was having a hard time with it. Mm-hmm. So I took a practicum in Calgary for part of my degree, the last part of my degree, and I started working at the strength and conditioning place in Calgary for the practicum. And they said, if you can get this program going, we'll hire you as a strength and conditioning coach. So I'm promoting it. I start coaching. I called to Cochrane High, and Bruce O'Neill answers the phone. He's like, "Hey, is this the same Mark Kilam I coached in the Senior Bowl in '96?"
Oh, no way.
And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you want to come coach?" I'm like, "Sure." So I changed my work schedule around so I could go out, drive to Cochrane every day. And then in that time frame, the 3 years I was at Cochrane, coached John Forzani and Ted Hellard's sons that were on that team. And then they obviously bought the red team in 2005. And I was established strength and conditioning coach in Calgary at the time. So I was like, hey, they don't have a full-time strength guy. Like, get me an interview. Can you give me an interview? And then they did, and that was my way in.
Wow.
It's crazy how it
That's a bit, yeah, you never know what's going to lead to something. By the way, people are loving it that you're calling them the red team. I'll say Stampeders. I'll be the bad guy, just in case people haven't figured that out. That's pretty cool. A year removed, and you won't even refer to them by their nickname. You're and I have found this. I mean, I've been lucky enough to be in scrums with you, and now you're here, and I know you're very well spoken, and most coaches are. Like I think it's underrated, quite frankly, because people are always like, oh, X's and O's, and you know what? I mean, you've met Kris Knoblauch, like he's very reserved, and we always get, why doesn't he just yell and all this kind of stuff? But were you always a good communicator and a good speaker, or did you have to develop that because it helped you coach? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think probably a little bit of both. You know, I was always comfortable speaking. I was like the MC at all my friends' weddings and my sister's weddings. So, I mean, that was just a natural thing. But, you know, I think you work on being a strong and effective communicator because you have to have a presence in front of the room. And I think that's where it comes from. And the more you do it, the better you get at it as well. But definitely probably a little bit of both.
How often did you yell in anger at your team this year? Can you tell us?
A few times. You know, you said Kris Knoblauch's super calm, and they wish he could be. I know that I get it the other way. They could probably calm down a little bit. But you know, it's when we have I try to be what the team needs me to be. You know, if we're flat, I'm going to be fired up. Or if we make a play, I'll be fired up. And if guys are too fired up, I'll try to be calm. It's something that I consciously work on. I'm still working on it and trying to get better at it. But, it's the bad football that makes me lose my mind. Like, if there's something that we spent time on, we worked on, we coached it, we practiced it, and then we do something that we do it, the opposite.
You're
in the
beating
game.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I just have a tough time with that. If we get beaten in a game, you get beaten in a game. That's part of sport, but it's the bad football that drives me crazy.
Yeah, I remember I used to work in Lloydminster, and Lloyd Comp was in a league, and most of the schools they played, they were just had more students, so usually they'd win. And once they beat a team fairly handily, but the other team had a couple good players on it. And the coach after was just livid in the interview. Like, not livid, but I could sense it. And then, we shut the camera off and I'm like, what's going on? Like, you beat him by 13. And he's like, all week we focused on the one running play that they ran and they gouged us because guys didn't do what we practice. Yeah. So that's kind of your school of thought.
There's a frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's a balance with it too, obviously.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, tell you what, Mark Kilam is here, head coach of your Edmonton Elks. He's with us until 5 o'clock, so we love that he's being so generous with his time. Your opportunity here, if you want to ask Mark a question, 780-218-9999 is how you text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Look, you've seen him today. You've seen him other times this year. He's pretty open. He's going to do his best to explain it. You want to know about part of his journey. You want to know about a coaching decision. You want to know about the rule changes or anything like that. He'll do his best to tell you what he can tell you. He's not going to put up photos of the playbook. Okay, they're not quite that open yet. You know what? I should get it as one of those wristbands for the show.
You should.
I could put all my live reads, and I could be like, I could just be reading them off.
I could have an earpiece.
Looks like a quarterback. Yeah.
Reid, it's time to do the Play Alberta read.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Okay, Jay, I got that coming in. All right. It's 4:18. Here's the Coob with a quick update.
Noah Taylor has inked a new deal with the Elks being locked up through 2027. The 26-year-old played every game last season, sharing the team lead in sacks with 4. On the field, New England plays host to New York. Patriots 10-2 on the season, winners of 9 straight, while the Giants have lost 6 in a row, 2-10 on the year. Join Lieutenant Eric for the game down at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff goes at 6:15. In other news, Adam Thielen has been waived by the Vikings. He's aiming to join a contending team. In a handful of games in the NHL from the Shark Tank, the Mammoth hit the ice. The Jets are out in Buffalo taking on the Sabres. The Blue Jackets and Devils drop the puck while Anaheim visits St. Louis. And Brandon Carlo of the Leafs has faced an injury setback and is undergoing evaluation in Toronto. He's been out since November 13th with a lower body injury. And to the NBA, there's 9 games on the schedule. Denver and Dallas match up. The Pacers take on the Cavaliers as the Clippers face the Heat. More with Mark Kilam following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Darren Dreger here.
There appeared to be a growing need for some sort of goalie change in Edmonton. Jerry makes some sense. I get it. The resume isn't terrible, but are we sure he's an upgrade? And I think the answer to that is no. How could you be sure? So change for the sake of change? Yeah, maybe if you get to that place where you don't have a choice. But I don't think that Stan Mullen and the Edmonton Oilers feel that way.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Boxing Day rocks at River Cree. December 26th, live in the venue. Hysteria, tribute of Def Leppard. And Blackout, tribute to the Scorpions. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. That is indeed the Thumb Click remix as put together by Zach Kubish. So if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. We just need a couple dozen to get to 100, which is the minimum we want to get to every show. Mark Kilam, he's the head coach of the Edmonton Elks. He is with us until 5 this afternoon, and we are indeed fired up to have him here for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces, whether it's gas or wood burning. Look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. All right, so in this section, folks, we're going to do more on the past season, more on how things went, and maybe break down some stuff. So this will be your chance to maybe ask Mark some questions about philosophy or decisions or certain games. So I'm going to start. Okay, I'm going to be the jerk.
Yep.
And as I was just telling you during the break, I also have season tickets.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you about one play.
Sure.
And I'm going to zoom back. I got to get the exact date here. You're at Hamilton Saturday, September 20th.
Hamilton.
You're up. It's relatively late, little less than 2 minutes left. It's 3rd and 2, around midfield.
Yep.
Rankin's good.
Yep.
You punt.
Yep.
Bo Levi takes them down and they win.
Where did the ball go out when we punted? Was it inside the 10?
Yeah, it was deep. We should
win the game.
Yeah. And I think you had them 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6.
Yeah.
So you're still good with not going for it?
If we can get them there and give our defense 100 yards, we should win the game. That's just how I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I don't know exactly my thought process at the time.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But
yeah.
I think, you kind of feel it out. There are times when you want to be more aggressive. Maybe I thought field position, coming off a week previous to that, we also lost one on the last field goal of the game there. Maybe I thought, let's just try to give them the longest field possible, and hopefully we learned our lesson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was good for talk shows, Mark. I know you're not worried about that, but that's good for a talk, because then the Monday after, a lot of fans are like, well, but a lot of people did say that. Well, if you pin Hamilton, you still should win.
Good.
So, all right. Yeah. So I wanted to ask that because people got to know you're
good.
thinking about it, and you got about 20 seconds to weigh it.
Yeah.
Or 35 it's going to be now, I guess. But
well, and you talked about another game in Toronto, lost on a last-second field goal.
Yep.
But it was what led to that finish that I still don't understand, because obviously we know what happened at the end of the game.
Yep.
There was some words exchanged, benches on both same sideline, which is preposterous.
Yep.
But that's changed now, so we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yep.
You were really fired up after Jake Julian punted the ball out. And I don't know if it was like you were extremely fired up, whether there was interference on the sideline with one of your players, or they never showed a good replay of what it was about. I don't know. Do you recall that
in the Toronto game?
Yeah, at Toronto.
Was that the end of the half when they took the penalty that pushed them out of field goal range?
That might have been it when we took the time count.
Remember, they took the time count.
That's what it was. It was the time count.
So it cost you a couple points.
So
right?
we had that happen earlier in the year where we took so that we were burning the clock.
Yes,
we give them the punt call, we burn. But then it's on the punt team captain to be on the field and see the play clock and make sure we still take the clock down. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Take the time down, but still get the punt off. And we work it every week. We have a play clock in practice that we use, and we blow it in, and we do it. So it's something that we drill because it is important. And that started a series of bad football. I think actually even before that, we took a sack, and then we had to punt. Then we took the time count, which pushed us inside the 10. Then we had to punt. He got about a 15-yard return. He was in field goal range. That's
what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
That's exactly the situation you were describing in the last segment, where you might get upset.
Yeah.
Like if it's a situation they'd never practiced, then as a coach, you're like, okay, that's on me. Yeah. I didn't prepare them.
No, I was upset.
But they're because I don't know if you know this, TSN likes to show the coaches when they're angry. They never show a coach when he's happy. So they cut to you going off the field, and it's like, coach is upset.
I was angry on that one because it's something that we had worked on, and it was
just discipline.
Because it was cascading. Sometimes in football, like momentum is a real thing.
Yeah.
That was negative momentum going into the half. And I think that was the only points they had in the half. We had played an outstanding defensive first half, but you gave them 3 points on a 50-yard field goal or 51-yard field goal right before the half. They have a little bit of momentum. They're alive going in, whereas they would have been flat the other way.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question here on behalf of a lot of people because a lot of people have wrote in about Trey Ford.
Yep.
So he was the starting quarterback. He was replaced, and I don't think he saw the field at all after that. So a lot of questions are like, how come he wasn't used? Could have there been an opportunity to play him even after he wasn't the starter anymore?
Yeah. Good point. Good question. When we decided to make that change, we tried to give Trey every opportunity leading up into that. Even in that week, we split the reps, remember, which is not always ideal in professional football, but we wanted to try to give him the best shot that we could. And then Cody won that job, and it was really when we made the change, our offense, we were functioning at a higher level, and that's really what it was. And it was, Cody elevated the play of the players around him on offense, which is what we needed at the time. There was, a renewed energy basically at the time, and we didn't look back. Now, could we have gotten Trey in on some stuff? For sure. He wasn't really into the short yardage place, whereas it would be an opportunity to play him. I mean, you can still put two quarterbacks on the field and do some of that stuff where maybe that's something that we could look at and be more creative. But it was just, once Cody kind of took over, we put the ship behind him.
Okay. So that hopefully kind of encompasses, because that was a lot of questions that we were getting coming.
And rightfully so. I mean, it's going to be a question that's asked. Your coordinators, are an extension of you as a head coach.
Yep.
How would you, I guess, rate or analyze how your coordinators did this season from start to finish? Because I don't know if you saw the best of them at the start of the year in both situations, but it certainly got better as the year went on. Is that how you see it? And what do you want to see improved upon from both your offensive and defensive coordinator, I'll say?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, as a football team, we want to start. It's very important for us to start fast next year. We started in a hole. We were 1-6. And, credit to everybody in the organization. They embraced the chase pack mindset. And, nobody got down and nobody was like, oh, I'm mailing this in. We're 1-6. We were a chase pack. And that's how, we kind of committed to a certain way of practicing. And then we started to see results and, found our identity down the stretch. And it's really important, just in generalities before I get into each coordinator, that we start off where we left off as far as the foundation. We built the foundation of who we want to be. That's really what we came out of last year with, and it's important that we start from there so that we can take the next step and start faster, because that's critically important for our football team. Just in general, I thought if you look at JC and the defensive staff, I mean, they grew tremendously in this year. I mean, there were some things early that we were struggling with, and it was really after that second bye, which was like week 5 or something. Like it was early in the year. Those guys didn't take a day off. They committed to working on every single thing that we had and trying to find some answers for some stuff that was giving us problems. And then they grew, like you said, every week. And by the end of the year, they were a strength of our football team without a doubt. Offensively, I hadn't been in an offensive meeting in a long time. So I spend a lot of time in there trying to get on the same page with our offensive staff. I mean, I think, there's definitely going to be room for improvement in certain areas, and we expect improvement in those areas. And, I know Jordan is incredibly committed to being successful here in Edmonton. Jordan is very smart. He's very detail-oriented. And we've got to find ways. I've got to do a better job of supporting him and trying to bring things that I want to see out of our offense. And, I'm confident that after we've spent this year together and then going into this offseason that I'll be able to do that.
I got to say, I'm glad you mentioned, because I was going to ask about, I'm glad you mentioned the start to the season. Because it's just, you're playing uphill. And I know you weren't here before this year, but there's been 0-9, 0-7. And everybody brings up, well, in 2011, BC was 1-6 and won the Grey Cup. Yeah, but the reason we keep talking about it is that because it's so rare.
Right.
Like if you're 1-6, even if you play better, which you guys did, because you won 6 your next 9, the math is just because other teams are going to win, right? The math just doesn't work out. So I'm glad you recognize like there's got to be some wins in June and July next year.
There
has
to
be.
And I mean those wins early in the year, no one really knows who their team is. You don't really know early in the year, but those points are so critical in the first 6 games because, as we know, every year it's an ultra tight playoff race. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you need 10 wins in the West to get into the playoffs. That's what you need, and that's just facts. And that's okay. That's awesome. That's great football. But we talked about the 2 walk off field goal losses, and if we could have won 1 or 2 games in the first 6, we would have been in a way better position.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to get to some questions from our listeners. Some are very to the point. Some are a little bit more fun. So we're going to get into all of it. First one from Bronco Nick.
Bronco.
He is a Denver Broncos fan as well.
Okay. Yes, the name does not makes very much so sense. Ask Coach what kind of coffee beans he uses for his espresso.
DeVille coffee beans.
DeVille.
So we got there's a store. The only one I know in Edmonton is in West Ed, and we buy actually there's one by U of A as well.
Okay.
And we buy the massive bag and then just grind them up.
Okay, I don't know how to. There's a lot of questions that are generally the same, ranging from the O-line and protection schemes to a game-breaking receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know this stuff.
Yep.
You know what you saw on this field and some areas that you need to improve in. But I'll say this one from Ian in enemy territory. What step or steps do you think the team needs to take in order to make the playoffs next season?
Yeah, I mean, there's still areas that we need to improve on our football team. I think, having a difference maker in the receiving core will help us. I think, having, improving our pass rush earlier in the year, that was an area where there was kind of this lofty expectation, and for a lot of reasons, we couldn't get it. We couldn't finish early in the season. I think protection wise, as you mentioned there was some inconsistencies with it. I think there's times where we're outstanding, and then there was times where we know we could have been playing better there. And protection, it gets put on the O-line a lot, but it's also as a receiver where he's supposed to be, and does the ball come out at the right time too? I mean, so I think that they're all linked. We always say it's always about the 12 that are on the field. So there's definitely areas that we got to improve on, and and that's on me in training camp to be really intentional with what we're trying to get out on each and every day. So last year, just give you an example of, you have to learn lessons to go when you're going through something. And, I did all the practice plans for training camp. We met on it ad nauseum, and then we get into camp, and then you're just going once you're in camp. And, you kind of assume that, things are going to be a certain way, but you don't really know until you get into it. And none of us had really worked together. I'd worked with JC in a different role, but none of us as a whole, like I'm talking personnel and I'm talking coaching staff and everybody, just to try to figure it all out. And so you're kind of figuring out how everyone's, what their day-to-day is, what we talked about, what it's like working with them. And, I think it's important for me in going into this second training camp to be really specific about how we're going to attack. Give you an example, no huddle offense or tempo offense. I want to, come out head and shoulders above where we were last year. Like those are type of things that I feel like I can control as being in a second year as a head coach, that I can have an impact on as far as how we start faster, which will lead to more wins.
This one came in from Bayless. Do you summarize it because it was really long? Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you think this team is in a better position moving forward, given what you found and discovered on the defensive side of the ball?
There's no doubt.
Particularly the front four.
Yeah.
And I'll add to it. I mean, that was discovered because of injury. But you've said it in training camp several times, especially around cuts. CFL is a next man up league. You never know when that phone's going to ring. Is that something now that you feel moving forward is going to make this defense even stronger next year?
There's no doubt. And I'll tie into exactly what you were talking about the front. Look at our back end, how much the back end got better. Mm-hmm. And, defense, you're all linked. So if we're playing, more consistent coverage on the back end with better communication and we're covering them more, the front's going to be better, and vice versa. So I think, if you look at how young our team was and young in the secondary, and we had guys like Cordell Jackson playing 3 different positions and hard positions, and then, Royce gets hurt and we have to move Chalin and Kenny and those guys around, and then they just got all this experience in difficult positions, in game reps that mattered. That's just going to raise the level of that entire secondary when they come back. It just gives us so much versatility on the back end, which is so critical to be able to play good defense. You know what I mean? The field is so big with the motions, and everybody is formationing everybody to get what they want. And if you can start the year, consistent and confident in the back end, that's going to help the front end. So I definitely think we should take off from where we left off.
Okay, this one comes in from Tango. I would like to ask Coach Kilam, how excited is he about the Tyrell Ford signing? Does he notice teams maybe try to not throw in Ford's direction? And I'm going to add on another name, JJ Ross. That guy could play. Yeah. And that was another player that came out of Next Man Up.
No doubt.
But talk about Tyrell Ford a little bit.
I mean, I want to say one thing. First of all, we know he's a great player. We knew that going in. But he's a ratio changer at a non-traditional position. So this is how I know we did things the right way, because when T Ford came in, we didn't really know. He's kind of sticks to himself, and he's hanging out with his brother, and he's just coming from a successful stint in Winnipeg and all that stuff, and he didn't really he was kind of finding his way of where he fit in the room. By the end of the year, that defensive back room was so tight. We created an atmosphere that guys want to be a part of. And that shows to him re-signing, shows to guys like Robbie Smith, all those guys, that these big-name Canadians that really have options, want and choosing to be here in Edmonton. I think that's the first thing, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm happy that T Ford's back in the fold, because he's a difference maker. And you know what? One last thing on T Ford, we didn't get on him on special teams a lot. He wanted a role. He was super coachable. When we got into rally time in one of the games, we put him on kickoff. He ran the fastest flying 40 downfield and made the tackle. So, I mean, that's just a credit to him. And then the other guy you flipped on the other side, the corner, JJ Ross. I mean, the guy wasn't even on the roster for X amount of weeks. And then he kind of came off because, he was in a battle coming out of camp, then was in a kind of battle for like a special teams position. We went with a different guy who was a little bit bigger than Lenny, or same size, but just a different style. And then, JJ gets his opportunity, and he had every week up until he got his opportunity, he was just shining in practice, like covering our guys, going, lining up, playing with great technique, and the sky's the limit for JJ, because he earned everything that he got. And then, he's only getting better every week that he plays. So we're really excited about JJ Ross.
Both your parents are doctors?
Yes.
Did you ever want to do that? Did they ever want you to do that?
If it wasn't hammered into my head when I was like 4 that's what I was going to do, maybe, but no, I'm too much of a meathead for that. So I don't know. You know what? I have 3 sisters. One of them's a nurse, so they kind of got that way. So.
Okay, so you stuck with the fun part of life.
Yeah.
All right, you made a great point about the DB room coming together, and that's a great segue to our next segment because we want to talk about culture and building, and I you and Chris and Ed are kind of grouped together here to hopefully take the team into a new era. So we want to dive into that a little bit. Mark Kilam is here. He's the head coach of your Edmonton Elks. He's with us until 5 o'clock. If you want to try to sneak in another question or two, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Here comes the Coop.
26-year-old Noah Taylor has signed a 2-year extension with the Double E running through the 2027 season. In 18 games this past year, Taylor made 26 defensive tackles, adding 4 sacks. NFL action, the 2-10 Giants face the 10-2 Patriots. New England rolling with 9 straight wins. New York dropping their last 6 games. Catch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric down at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. A handful of games in the NHL. The Jets jousting with the Sabres, the Ducks, who lead the Pacific Division, challenging the Blues, while Pittsburgh and Philly drop the puck. In St. Louis, Alexei Toropchenko is week to week after sustaining burdens to his legs in a home accident. And to the association, the Rockets play the Jazz. Phoenix hits the hardwood in Los Angeles to battle the Lakers, while Detroit hosts Atlanta, having 9 games on tap. More with Mark Kilam after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
People that thought that Binnington and Justin Falk were coming to the Edmonton Oilers for Stu Skinner and a bag of pucks.
Right.
You read the trade proposals. Binnington and Falk for Skinner and a second-round draft pick. Except what about the $5 million that are missing from the salary cap for the Oilers? Now what?
Delulu is the term you use, right?
Delulu for the Slululu.
There you go.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage is proud to partner with Toy Mountain in support of Big Brothers Big Sisters Boys and Girls Club. Between now and December 19th, drop off a new unwrapped toy at a Sentinel Storage near you and bring a smile to a child this holiday season.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
EST Afternoons.
Jesse Pierce from NHL.com. This is a very touchy subject here in this town, Jesper Wallstedt. I know he played a bit last year, but he's really taking the next step.
Well, Jesper Wallstedt has been phenomenal. I mean, he's proving why he was taken in the first round by the Minnesota Wild. It's another night and day situation. He found his game. As he's told me before, he's back to having fun playing hockey.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The Oil Stream.
I could see Seattle dropping out. I could see San Jose maybe finishing around 500, but not quite above. And then I think Winnipeg and Edmonton might come up and push teams out.
If you were in Vegas right now and you're looking at the Golden Knights, would you have some concern that this team isn't as strong as it once was?
Well, they aren't. I mean, they always kind of find a way to be
The
good.
Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
All right, hope you're having a great Monday afternoon. Oilers practiced earlier today at Rogers Place. They will start a 5-game homestand tomorrow night against the Minnesota Wild. We'll see if they can put something together here. It's a 7 o'clock game. We'll have a 6 o'clock GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And of course, during the CFL season, we have pre and post game coverage with Jason Milne and Matthew Wannock of your Edmonton Elks, and Elks head coach Mark Kilam is in studio. Usually guests join us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. All right, one more segment here with Mark. Thanks again for coming in. So I've been doing this type of job for a while, and the word culture gets used a lot, to the point where sometimes I have to tell an audience member, hold on, like, don't just throw the word culture around. Tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean. Because, usually retired players are more open. And I've had retired guys say to me, man, like, I played on that football team that went 2-16 or that hockey team that went 20-60. And people said we had a bad culture. I never had more fun coming to work because guys cared, guys worked. We just weren't very good. Sometimes, not all bad teams have a bad culture, I think. But you're trying to build something here in Edmonton with the Elks. I know this might be a large question, but what are the foundations of a good culture for the Edmonton Elks that you are putting in place, or probably some things maybe you already have put in place?
Yeah, we probably could do the whole 1 hour show on that. Right. You know what I mean? But, I think it first starts in the big picture sense. It starts with alignment. So we talked a lot last year about alignment with Chris, Ed, and myself. And, it's three guys in three different areas of the organization, but really believing in the same thing. And I think that's critically important because we're on the same page.
Right.
As far as, I can speak on the football team side of things. We worked really hard all year to be a group that earns it. So we put the work in. And I think that's first and foremost. If you want to be successful as a football team, you have to have that mentality. And, we go to work the same way when we were on our winning streak, or if we were 1-6, we're trying to attack the week. We worked really hard to be a group that understands what goes into winning late in games, because they're critical. 67% or 65% of CFL games come down to the final 3 minutes. You need to know what goes into winning those and how to win those. And, we worked really hard. We kind of already talked about being a connected football team, because you've got to create an atmosphere that people want to be a part of and want to, like you just said, show up at work and, have a good time. And, when we're at work, we're competing, but we're connected. So if you're a group that puts the work in, you compete to get better, and you're connected, I think you always have a chance. And that's kind of like the shell of what we do. And then, you can get deep into what that looks like on a day-to-day. But, culture to me is it's just not a sign on the wall. It's something that you have to live on a day-to-day, and you have to do what you're going to say you're going to do, and back those words up so they mean something.
So is it a coach's dream, if there's an error on the field, that a teammate is talking to the player who made the mistake before a coach has to?
Yeah, I mean, I think that ideally you want, and we've said this to our football team, is that it's a coach-led, player-driven organization. That's what we want. And you want to, that starts with having a sense of accountability with the players, that they can speak to each other that way.
Right.
But that just doesn't happen overnight. You try to empower players, and, I've tried to empower our leadership group into decisions that I make regarding the football team, so they feel they have input, and then you empower them on the field as well. And you want them to, everyone talks about the locker room being, their home. I mean, you want them to be policing their own locker room, and then them holding each other to the standard that you want.
Talking about the offseason, is because I know this was something that Chris mentioned when he was first hired and had the press conference at Ed. Is it a focus now to keep as many players in Edmonton during the offseason? So, I mean, I know it can't be organized by the club, but to keep them around, working together, building on that continuity towards next season.
There's no doubt. The more guys you can keep in town, I think it's better for a lot of reasons. One of the main goals of the organization is to be connected to the community. So the more guys that we can have in town, the more appearances we can do. They can get out to schools and do those things, and I think that's incredibly important. And that comes from Chris talking about that alignment. I think that was one of the main things that we all really agreed on. But we want to connect this football team back to the community that it was. And I think that was, I just got chills thinking about it. That's what Larry Thompson wanted.
Yeah.
That's what the Thompson family wanted, and we're going to honor that just by doing the best that we can each week, trying to do that.
I got to ask you, I meant to ask it earlier, but we got away with questions. And your post-game speeches after a win that the Elks put out, those are electric. And part of this is in jest, but part of this is serious. Like, how long do you give your team and yourself to maybe compose yourself, come up with some thoughts, or you just come in and off the burner and it's go time, WWE, we're kicking trash cans, we're doing whatever we got to do?
I don't, the funny thing is, like, coaches, we plan everything. I don't plan what I'm going to say after the game because you don't know. You don't know what it's going to be. And, I always wait at the door for everybody to come off the field. So I'm just waiting. And, I'm kind of thinking about, as the game's going on, the story of the game formulates in your mind. So that's kind of resonating there. But then I got to wait for Joel DeBlanco to get off the field because he's always the last guy. Joel, come on, pick it up. He's always the last guy. And then I go in and, we kind of just take a knee and take a moment to ourselves, and then I just go right into it. So I don't really have it planned, and it kind of just happens. So just whatever I'm rolling with, I'm just going with at that time.
Well, they are fantastic.
Look,
Noah Taylor was extended today through 2027. You guys have been doing this. Noah Curtis, Jordan Williams, Robbie Smith, Cordell Jackson. The list goes on and on. How involved in that process are you as the head coach when this is, probably Ed's job as the general manager primarily, but what's your role in that whole process?
So in that 3 weeks post season, that's when we'd go through all the players and just opinions on them. What can we get? Where are we looking to get better? How can we get better? What do we feel about all these guys? How do they fit in this puzzle? And we give all that information to Ed in the personnel department. And then Ed goes out and I'm not involved in contracts or anything like that. Ed, that's all behind the scenes, Ed working hard on that. And then if there's something that comes up, he'll call me and be like, hey, this is kind of where we're at on this, or, I check in with him every day anyway. So it's just staying on the same page with that stuff, but that's in the personnel department.
All right. Rule changes. Let's take her to the finish line there because people love that. And it was a huge discussion point that whole week. And we had Kris on that day. Like when you first saw the rule changes that are coming, I guess the more major ones are for 27.
Yep.
I mean, you already mentioned we're not going to have field goals that go wide and get returned anymore.
Not as many. They'll be short.
They'll be short. What did anything really stand out to you when you saw them? I don't know. I don't know if you knew ahead of time that they were coming or what, but no.
No, I mean, I found out when everyone else found out. I mean, I think the league itself was pretty tight-lipped on that. But my initial reaction as a Canadian and somebody that's been involved at first, I'm always like, that's kind of how I felt about it. But I mean, we've got to evolve. And I think I'll have a better opinion because I really took it as, my role in all these rule changes will be when I go to rules committee meetings in January. And how can we make these changes that the league is making? How can we still make the game as good as it can be? And I think that that's really my role in the whole situation of it. I mean, we all have jobs and things happen above our pay grades all the time. And, you just got to adapt and overcome in those certain situations. But I think, there'll be some heated debates. There'll be some, I'm really looking forward to some of the discussions in January because everyone will have their opinions on them and we'll be able to present it and hammer it out. And I can tell the fans and everybody right now that's where I'm really going to try to make an impact is just make sure that as a coach and my role in it, that I can make it still work for the game.
Because we really don't know, because like Kris was on with us, the commission was on with Dusty, like they still really don't know how the last 3 minutes are going to work.
No.
Like they want that drama, but is it still going to be a 35-second clock? So there are some things to work out. The one thing Kris said, I know other people have said it, they're hoping it's touchdowns, not field goals. I guess. Like, do you think, as I asked you earlier about a third down gamble, but do you think now that gray area of the field, I know I'm asking you to kind of guess here how you might feel on September 17th, 2027.
Well, you did. You asked me why I went for it on 3rd and 2 because I was playing the field position game.
Right.
I mean, I still am going to play the field position game at times.
Right.
If you can give a defense, 100 yards to work with, you should come out successful in that possession. You know what I mean? As far as winning the exchanges. But, I guess they're saying, we're not going to kick. You're going to have to get quite a bit closer to kick field goals. So maybe in that gray area you'll go. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll kick an onside punt instead. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's hard to say until you get in the game, but I do know field position and strategy is still going to be a part of game day philosophy.
Yeah. Okay. Are you going to have a chart?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far in yet.
It is amazing because you're going to have to, like that 25 to 35 yard zone. Now there's been a side of people that say that CFL coaches are risk averse. Nope, we're not going to, stay. But, you see what Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions have done. You see that it's becoming more of a thing in football is to take risks. And it might be a worthwhile risk if you're inside that in that range. Do you want to punt it 20 yards?
Probably not.
Or do you want to just go for it and try continue the drive, right?
Yeah.
Reid might be maybe we should trademark that, Reid.
Yeah.
Is the list, like the chart. Just like kind of like how you have rules for like blackjack, say. You'd have rules for going down the drive.
And you know what? I'm sure that'll evolve as we get into it. I'm sure it will. And I'm not necessarily risk averse. It's more, you're calculating risks. That's what you're doing constantly as you're taking whatever information you have and your feel of the game, and you're calculating those risks on a real-time basis.
Well, like I said, and this is the thing, I know in your position, you don't care about this, but it could be good for talk shows.
That'd be great.
Third and
four, it'll be wild those first few weeks. Figuring it out. I think that, it'll be, and then, just like everything in this league, because the coaches are good and they put a lot of work in, things that are working initially might not be working, and then there'll have to be another wrinkle thrown in. And I think that that's continually growing the game. And look at what moving the hashes in did. It's, how many 14 sets did you get? So one receiver to the field, 4 into the boundary before, not very many. Now it's every possession you get 14. You know what I mean? So it's changed the game. It's changed the way you've had to play coverage. It's changed the body type of the will linebacker on second down. So, that's significant changes, and those are things that you see over the course of time.
Is part of the discussion at the Rules Committee, does any of it ever come up about this, the CFL Command Center? Now, we have an award show here at EST. It's called the Esties. It's our take on the ESPYs. I do the post-game show. I've been very fired up about this Command Center on a couple of occasions because they've decided to inject themselves into a game at times where it seems like they're just, hey, we're going to go and dictate the outcome of this game. Now, I know you probably can't say, or maybe you can, but is that frustrating as a coach to not know all the guidelines as to when they can and when they're not going to, surface in a game?
Jay's trying to get me fined, everybody. That's what Jay's trying to do. No, I think it's. I know that
it is a frustration that a lot of fans have.
There's no doubt, and we feel it too. And I'm sure the on-field officials feel it at times too. Sure. Because they're trying their best to officiate a job, but then sometimes it's either overruled or, and then you do lose the game flow. I think that's something that comes out of it. But I know that's on the discussions for Rules Committee as well. Again, and it might be, just cutting it down to just maybe only like 2 criteria when they get involved. And those are all things that'll come out in the future here. But it's definitely something. Everybody wants a great product. Let's just say that. Everybody wants the CFL to be as great as it can be, and then ironing out those kinks is what's important.
Should add here, you're talking about connecting with the community. I just got a note here from someone within your organization, 20 members of the Elks organization, not just players, but staff, are currently at Santa's Anonymous wrapping gifts.
There you go.
So there you go.
In the community,
the whole organization's walking the walk there.
Yeah. No, and that comes from Chris, and it really comes from the Thompson family, but it comes from Chris. It is a mandate. It came up in the first 5 minutes of my interview for the job, and I know Ed feels the same way. Ed bleeds green and gold.
Mark, thank you for being so generous with your time. This was an awesome opportunity to speak with you. Of course, we wish you great success down the road. I hope we can have a lot more chats like this. Thank you so much.
Enjoyed it. Thank you for having me, everybody.
Mark Kilam, head coach of the Edmonton Elks. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
Two guys and a goalie.
I don't think the Oilers actually broke the Flames. I think the Flames broke the Flames, and people wanting out of Calgary broke the Flames. And internal stuff in the dressing room broke the Flames. Some of the management decisions and ownership decisions about who is making decisions around the table.
That was Sutter behind the bench. That was a tough situation.
It wasn't the right
Two guys
fit.
and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
You could set up your Christmas tree in the last available spot in the house, or you can create the space you need with Sentinel Storage. Get the most out of Christmas. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Noah Taylor has inked a new deal with the Elks, being locked up through the 2027 season. The 26-year-old played every game for the Double E last year, sharing the team lead in sacks with 4. On the field, New England plays host to New York. Patriots 10-2 on the season, winners of 9 straight, while the Giants have lost 6 in a row. They're 2-10 this season. Join Lieutenant Eric for the game at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Centric Casino on Fort Road. That one gets going at 6:15. To the NHL, 2 games are about to get underway. Columbus drops the puck in New Jersey while the Penguins duke it out against the Flyers. 3 other games are on tap, including the Jets and Sabres clashing at 5:30. Meanwhile, Brandon Carlo has faced an injury setback and will undergo evaluation in Toronto. He's been out since November 13th with a lower body injury, playing 18 games for the Leafs so far this season. NBA action, 9 games on the schedule, 3 games about to get underway. The Cavs and Pacers tip off while Atlanta takes on Detroit. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio Win big this football season at the Canadian Brewhouse. Enter for a trip for two to Super Bowl 60, plus weekly prizes and $1 off Budweiser and Bud Light tankards. Details at the CanadianBrewhouse.com. And he just departed the Canadian Brewhouse studio. He spent an entire hour with us, and that was the head coach of your Edmonton Elks, Mark Kilam. Thanks to Michael Arcuri from the Edmonton Elks for helping set that up as well, and thanks to Mark Kilam for his time. Great opportunity for us. Hopefully a great opportunity for you as well to hear from the head coach of your football team. Like I find him like he's pretty open. I mean, of course, there are locker room and coaching things, you're not going to discuss, but I think he was very detailed, very honest. And I'm just wondering what our listeners thought, what the Nasties thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, this one has gone away now because we've had so much, reaction and questions and people applauding Coach Kilam. Rip City Step said something to and Rip, I want you to know, I read this to him before he left because I thought it was really well summarized, but just how open and honest he was gives a lot of Elks fans, hope for next season. I mean, you can't sit and listen to a guy like that who gave up an hour of his time, right, to come in here and talk. You can't not think that man is helping lead this team in the better direction. So, send in your reaction. Send in what you thought of the interview with Mark Kilam. I thought, like you said, Reid, he was very open. He was very honest and not shying away from things because he knows as well as and I know, and all the Elks fans out there know that there will be changes this offseason. It's the CFL. There's always changes, but there might be some tough decisions to happen, especially on that defensive side, where the next man up mentality is going to pay dividends for this team moving forward.
Well, and I mean, they've talked a lot about continuity, and hopefully that helped. I mean, he brought it up even before I mentioned it. They can't start every year 0 whatever. And part of that over these last few years is because for a lot of those years, there's been a new head coach and or several new coordinators and or several new players. So, they're going to try and keep as many guys as possible. Most of the coaching staff will be back. And he even said, like, we need to work. I need to pay a little bit more attention to this in training camp. We need to come out of camp better prepared for these. Like, what did he talk about? The tempo offense.
Yep.
Like, that needs to operate better. So he's already thinking about 6 months ahead of time those first games of the season. So that's going to be a huge part. Like be in the you don't have to start 5-0, but don't start 0-5. Like be in the mix. Have some points in the bank.
Yeah.
So it's because as we talked about during the season, I mean they were at a point where at 1-6, like what we're saying, well they probably got to go 8-3 just to have a chance the rest or whatever the math would turn out. Like it's hard to do, right?
Well, and I can't help but go back to think of what Cody Fajardo said early on in last year when he said, "Yeah, it's not out of question for teams that have this much turnover to have a slower start and then come on at the end of the year." But I thought Mark nailed it right on the head when he said, "Well, yeah, when our offense it started getting better and practicing better, well, that made our defense better and practice better." Where receivers were getting to the right spots, making our defense cover them more. So that's why you could see those things build, off of each other. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's a good vibe around what he's doing with this team, and hopefully that can translate to a quicker start. A 3-2 would be fine. I think you'd sit here and take that.
Yeah,
right?
like be in the mix. Yeah. Like have some teams chasing you.
Yes.
Make them feel like, oh, we got to be almost perfect now.
Control your own destiny. That's always what you want to do as a coach.
Yeah, and I know people really liked it. I do not think he used the word Calgary in terms of the city. I don't think he ever used the word Calgary when it applied to the football team, and he certainly didn't use the word Stampeders. He just called them the Red Team. And he was there for a while. He was wearing red for a while, but he's quickly moved on for that. So yeah, this is the 1 year anniversary of his contract. Because I was saying it's tomorrow, but tomorrow's the 1 year anniversary of the announcement. So today's the actual 1 year anniversary of the contract. So that's pretty cool that we got him in for an extended interview, which was really good.
Was there anything that he said that surprised you, or that you thought?
Well, I mean, there were some things that I didn't know what he was going to say for sure. I don't know if I was specifically shocked about anything. I guess I can. You know what, Jay? And this is not just a Mark Kilam thing, because we've heard this from other players and coaches in the CFL. That certainly we heard it quite strongly from Nathan Rourke, that there wasn't a lot of player or any player-coach consultation on the rule changes.
Right.
That the commish pretty much, well, it sounds like the commish pretty much pushed them through at the Board of Governor level. But like the rules committee's meeting in January, like the impression I got from Mark was that that's going to be their first opportunity as coaches to discuss this and give their input. That continues to surprise me a little bit. No, that's not just a Kilam thing. That's sort of a league thing. But yeah, I mean, I had my chance to ask about that one play, because that was a hotly debated play on this show and on the Green and Gold postgame show, the 3rd and 2 against Hamilton. And he said, look, we should have won the game. We had him inside the 10. And he's right. Mathematically, you should win the game. I thought your question about the eye in the sky stepping in, and that also applied to that Hamilton game, because that's where Bo did get a shot to the helmet, but it wasn't called until Bo made sure, like, oh my God, look how much pain I'm in, and then it got reviewed. And I got the sense, though, like he still was careful, like as he said, hey, you trying to get me fined, Jay? I got the sense from him that he would agree, I think, with us and probably most of our audience, there needs to be more clarity.
More clarity and more consistency.
More consistency. Okay, here's where it can step in without a challenge and without the ref saying, because there can be that eye in the sky, right?
Yeah. Because the other one was when Tyrell Ford made a tackle on Brady Oliveira. Hit him in the thigh. And then after review, it was deemed that it was a dirty low hit. And I get that that's a new rule.
Well, what about the spotting of the ball in BC?
Oh, that was atrocious.
That wasted him a challenge.
Yeah.
That was 1.5 yards off. So that's the one where the eye in the, like, if the eye in the sky is what do they call in the CFL? Not the war room.
Command center.
The command center. If they're looking at a spot and the ball's going to be snapped soon, and they're like, I think that's 1/3 of a yard off. Well, don't call down.
Yeah.
Don't call down. It's fine. Keep the game going. If it's 1.5 yards, okay. So have a parameter, like if it's visible to the naked eye, whatever.
Well, some defined rules that you can expect it to be reviewed. And maybe a timeline. Maybe it's only during the last 2 minutes of the first half and the second half.
Or something like that, yeah.
Something where that's the only time that they can interject.
780-218-9999 is how you can get in touch on the text line. That is the afternoon inbox provided by River Cree Resort and Casino. Happy hour featuring $5.25 drinks. That's available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. You can chat with us and with each other in the chat function, the nasty chat that's going on YouTube. If you are in there as well, please give us a thumbs up.
Click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
We're 2 away from 100, so let's soar beyond that. We still have 45 minutes left in the show. You can also email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com or jay@edmontonsportstalk.com.
Should we do a Mark Kilam limerick?
Yes.
Okay, this one came in from VR Montenegro. From the dastardly Stampeders, the Elks did poach a former Golden Bear linebacker to become coach. Resetting culture? It's a fight. You can't just do it overnight, but I'm sure the Green and Gold have the right approach.
Very good. Very timely from
Very
VR
timely.
from
Very.
VR Montenegro, who always seems to nail it.
I wanted to read it in front of Mark so he could see one of the quirks live and in person, but it just time went away. I mean, it went fast.
Yeah, it went very fast.
And like he said, you probably could sit here for a couple hours just shooting the breeze about all things football, CFL, Elks, all that.
Yeah.
When we were leaving, like, is it kind of a build it and they will come mentality? He's like, oh yeah, we want to get that place rocking.
Yeah.
And by that place, he means Commonwealth. So that's the goal. I think things are trending up, Reid.
Well, and I kind of said this to him during the interview and beforehand when we were getting ready for it. Most coaches of any sport love talking about their sport. So I find, if the coach is in a comfortable spot, even if they're being asked a question about a decision they made that didn't turn out, most, especially if it's not post game or maybe it's still heated, they're happy to talk about it. They'll dive in and say, yeah, I knew this, but this percentage, this. Like, they actually love those conversations because they like talking it out and getting it. I remember once, I don't know, some people might remember this play. It involved Victor Arvidsson when he was a Nashville Predator. He was standing on the blue line and with 1 foot on the blue line and 1 foot in the zone, so onside. And the puck went right underneath his legs. His teammate brought it in, and he jumped straight up in the air. So, and it was ruled onside. And it was this really confusing situation because when he jumped, when his feet were on the ice, he was onside. But then if he was in the air, well, isn't he then offside? And I remember once it was after a practice at Rogers Place, and there weren't a lot of media there after McClellan did his scrum. And I was just like, this is a great time to talk about him. And he went into all these, talking about the play and talking to the linesman about it, and he was citing plays in other games that were kind of similar, and now now the rule has kind of changed, right? Because you can hover over the blue line with your back skate, and all these other plays and just he had all this cataloged, and this is I find that interesting. Speaking of video review, when they challenge an offside or a goalie interference. What are they saying to each other on the headset? They're probably saying, is this like that Rangers goal we watched last week? They're citing all these other situations. Anyway, I find that really interesting.
Well, it's like in the judicial system. You cite prior outcomes, cases to come up with your judgment. So are you telling me if a player was skating full speed and jumped into the zone, but their feet were not on the ice?
Okay, well now the dragging foot can be over the blue line. Now they get that. They get the airspace over the blue line. But it used to be if your leading foot was in the offensive zone and your back foot was up off the ice, you were offside.
Right.
Because the only foot you had on the ice was in an offside position. Now they give you the airspace over the blue line. But in that situation, since Arvidsson jumped, they were saying, well, neither foot's on the ice, so we can't say he's offside.
Is that what prompted that change? In the definition of offside?
I think it probably led to it, yeah. But in other situations, right, just to make more goals count.
Did he actually mean to do that, or was he just getting out of the way of his
I think he was just getting out of the way, and
he
happened to be onside when he jumped. So, yeah. It was a crazy play. And it was hard, and I just remember that was one of the more challenging overtime open lines because I was trying to figure it out and explain it on the fly.
Sure.
And obviously a lot of fans weren't happy because the goal counted against the Oilers, right? So anyway. Oh, what are we doing?
What a day.
Play Alberta, by the way, the presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. What is your play of the day again, my friend? Is this involving, a couple Patriots players?
Yeah. So it's Patriots to win money line. Hunter Henry over 3.5 receptions and Ramondre Stevenson over 26.5 rushing yards. That has been boosted to plus 360.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Well, they're going to have those by the end of the first half.
I like where your head's at. You think?
Yes.
Okay. Then we should have called it Jay and Reid.
I'm not giving the Giants a chance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Jackson Dart take a little fall from grace here.
Is he a Jaxon or a Jackson?
X.
He's got an X?
But I think there's an S in there, too. I don't think it's Jaxon.
Oh, he's Jaxson?
Is it?
He's really hip.
Oh, it is. I've never even noticed that before.
Yeah, it's Jaxson.
Wow, he's really cool.
He's really,
he's cutting edge.
Yeah.
Cutting edge.
He's very cutting edge.
He's hip.
I've never seen Jackson spelled like that beforehand.
Me neither.
Yeah. Usually it's a J, like a Jack.
Like Jackson. That's Jackson traditionally. No.
Jaxon.
I've seen that quite a bit too. But this is a combination.
The real deal.
He's the real deal. All right, we got to take a quick break. 780-218-9999. Text us the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We'll have a little bit more from Oilers practice today. Words of the day coming up, and buying or selling from Damon Bunting.
Five games on today's NHL schedule. 2 games are live. It's the Devils up 2-0 over the Blue Jackets. 7 minutes into action. Andre Palat and Jesper Bratt on the board for New Jersey. At that same time, the Penguins and Flyers are underway scoreless about midway through the opening frame. After that, the Jets and Sabres go at it. Well, the Ducks and Blues drop the puck. The Mammoth also play the Sharks. And in St. Louis, Alexei Toropchenko is out week to week after sustaining burns to his legs in a home incident. To the world of football, 26-year-old Noah Taylor signed a 2-year extension with the Double E running through the 2027 season. And in the NFL action, the 2-10 Giants face the 10-2 Patriots. New England winning 9 in a row. New York dropping their last 6. Catch the game alongside Lieutenant Eric down at Sally Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff for that one is at 6:15. 9 games in the NBA. 3 games live. Cavaliers up 20-14 over the Pacers. Halfway through the opening frame, and it's the Bucks up 16-15 over the Wizards. The Reid Wilkins Show continues after we return from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
Skip the couch and hit the Canadian Brewhouse. Your home for every puck drop, every goal, and every cheer. With ice-cold drinks, massive screens, and the best fans in town. This hockey season, our house is your arena.
Boxing Day rocks at River Cree. December 26th, live in the venue. Hysteria, tribute of Def Leppard. And Blackout, tribute to the Scorpions. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Sentinel Storage is proud to partner with Toy Mountain in support of Big Brothers Big Sisters Boys and Girls Club. Between now and December 19th, drop off a new unwrapped toy at a Sentinel Storage near you and bring a smile to a child this holiday season.
Okay, it's December 1st, isn't it? I put my Christmas tree up on the weekend. That took about 2 minutes.
Is it, you just unfold it?
It's wrapped in a garbage bag, tied up in the garage. I carry it up, take it out of the bag, plug it in. I had to set the timer because I have it on the auto timer. And away we go.
We went out and got our Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Good.
Where'd you go again?
Well, we go to Greenland Garden Center.
Oh, I thought you went like out to the wilderness and sawed it down.
No. Fell a tree.
And you fell. Yes, you fell. Yes, sorry.
Isn't that the weirdest thing to say?
I fell the tree.
Mm-hmm. It just doesn't
Well,
sound
it does it fell over.
It falls over.
True.
But we put it up. That thing drank a lot of water.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We filled it to the brim. And then the next morning, it was already all gone. But we're not one of the... We don't do like the fancy Christmas tree. We try to make ours as cluttered and...
for decoration.
Yeah.
So did you all decorate together?
Oh, yeah.
Because Dusty did that on the weekend too, right?
Yeah. It's, we put on Christmas music.
Oh, nice.
Have the girls putting the lights up, and then they all have their ornaments that they love and put them up, and we can't forget the backside of the tree. So somebody's always responsible for that.
Coop,
the corgi, was patrolling.
He was on watch.
Yeah, occupational health and safety.
How many Star Wars themed Christmas decorations do you have on your tree?
Well, I don't think any.
I believe I have 4, but see, I don't put them on every year. I have.
Oh, do you?
I have Luke carrying Yoda from Empire Strikes Back. I have a Chewbacca. I have a BB-8. And I think I might have a Yoda, like on top of Luke carrying Yoda.
That's not surprising.
Thank you.
I have a Joe Theismann.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like a
figurine. A figurine of him throwing the ball. His leg's intact though. That's one where I was going to say, girls, if you drop that one,
oh my god,
and I'm not going to, it might actually work out.
We should start that like twisted decorations. Like yeah.
There'd be a market for it.
Here's a Joe Theismann as his leg breaks,
and the bottom is
his leg's all flopping around. It's like flashing light in it.
Oh.
As festive as you can imagine. I have a Def Leppard Christmas ball.
Do you?
Big red Christmas ball.
What's it say?
Def Leppard.
Cool.
It's red and it's got the leopard logo, I think, with a Union Jack.
Does it play songs?
It doesn't play songs. No,
What?
it's not songified.
There are ornaments out there that are like Bluetooth.
Oh, really?
So you can play Christmas music from your tree.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's Bluetooth for everything now.
There is. I saw an ad, not an ad, something. We were watching the morning news, and on the banner down below, how it's always flashing headlines and whatnot, it said, "Beware of AI powered toys this Christmas season."
Really?
Yeah.
Are they going to attack us?
Well, Reid, now the precedent has been set. The news is reporting on it.
Right.
That beware of AI-powered Christmas gifts.
Oh, wow.
Or Christmas. What does that even mean?
I don't even know what that means. Did you read the article?
It was not an article.
Oh,
it was just on the,
it was on the news.
It was a banner. Probably clickbait.
Right, yeah. All right, let's do buying or selling, shall we?
Sure.
Again, great to have Mark Kilam, head coach of the Edmonton Elks, in studio. He was here from 4 to 5. If you missed that, you can go back and get it on YouTube or on wherever you get your podcasts. Oh, Koob, I got to ask you something on air. No, I'll do it later. Somebody in Australia was looking for us on a podcast platform, and they couldn't find us. Did you see that?
Oh, I did not see
We'll
this.
look at it later.
No.
Buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Well, we talked about a catch earlier in the show, but I'm not sure if you were able to catch this one. Koob, if you want to pull up that catch, Puka Nacua of the Los Angeles Rams made what I think might be the catch of the year. Now, Koob, you can just go ahead and roll it whenever you're ready. Reid, did you see this catch? For those that are on YouTube, you'll see it. If you're not, like, Puka Nacua does a double move, doesn't fool the defensive back, but look at this.
Well, why is that not getting more attention than the Berksey guy?
I don't know.
Sticky Fingers Berksey. What was his name?
Watch this other angle, though, that comes up with this. Look at this catch.
Because this is a backhanded
Look at this catch. I don't even know how that's physically possible. Like, he catches it leaning backwards. Like, is this the greatest catch? I mean, the Odell Beckham Jr. catch on Monday Night Football.
Because that was such a long bomb and the way he brought it in. Yeah, I don't know how he snared that. I mean, look, the one, what was the guy's name? Oh, geez. The Burks, the guy for...
Yeah, Trayvon Burks or Traylon Burks.
For Washington?
Yeah.
It's a difficult and a spectacular catch, but I can see how that happened. You know what I mean? I mean, I can see how you could go up, reach with one hand, and bring it down.
You're using the ball's speed into your hand as a back cushion.
Right.
Like, you can do that.
Of course, I'm not saying it's easy or common or that we could. Well, you could probably do it. This backhand one by Nakua, and the guy's arm is in there. Now, having said that, once they bring it down, then they focus on bringing it into their body. I would think he kind of had it though. That's pretty good.
Did it bounce off the hand of the defender as well?
It brushed it,
yeah,
on the way through. But I mean, it just goes against the physics of catching backhanded. Like,
for sure.
It should have slipped right through his fingers.
It is really weird. But I just that took my breath away.
That was a great catch.
Watching that. So buying or selling, is that the catch of the year?
Well, I haven't seen every single catch in the National Football League this year.
Well, I guess I'm putting you on the spot.
Selling, because it wasn't for a touchdown.
Okay, that's fair. Buying or selling? Part 2.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Myles Garrett is doing some amazing things. This is the Cleveland Browns defensive lineman leading the NFL with 19 sacks. He's on pace for 28 this season. The NFL record for a single season is Michael Strahan and J.J. Watt with 22 and a half.
It's not Mark Gastineau?
It is not Mark Gastineau. Mark Gastineau is not even the sack leader in career. So I don't even know what... I saw the video of him approaching...
It's not Dexter Manley?
It's not Dexter Manley. Career-wise, he's still chasing Bruce Smith and Reggie White.
Both good.
But already has the most sacks prior to the age of 30. So he set the NFL record for most sacks prior to the age of 30 because he's not 30 yet. And he has, which was 108, which was held by Reggie White. He currently has 21 and a half. And he doesn't turn 30 until December 29th. So he's doing some things.
Yes.
I'm not going to sit here and say, buying or selling, he's going to beat Bruce Smith's record of 200 career sacks. Okay? But I'm going to ask you this. Buying or selling that this would be more of a major story in the NFL if it wasn't for him playing on the Cleveland Browns.
100% buying.
Yeah.
100% buying. Because they're never on national TV.
Exactly.
I mean, they were good. Well, their coach won Coach of the Year twice. So they've had some good teams. But
Coach of the Year is also taking a team that you didn't expect to do that well and doing good.
Sure.
So it's not like they're great.
And they're 3-9, not eliminated, still on the bubble.
Still on the bubble. Well, the Buble. Yeah, I like he is going to break the single season sack
I agree,
record.
because I didn't know about it until you told me about it.
By Michael Strahan and J.J. Watt. I mean, those are some pretty big names. He's on pace right now. Now, health and longevity, that all comes into it.
Sure.
He's on pace to beating Bruce Smith's career sack record of 200 sacks. And he's doing it in Cleveland. You know, like that kind of sucks for Myles Garrett.
Smith TM14 says he didn't sack Brock Purdy yesterday.
Well, because Brock Purdy threw the ball away. That's what I know the play he's talking about. Myles Garrett looked him down and said, I was going to get you.
Yeah. Well, Purdy is the fastest quarterback in the league, according to Smith TM14.
He's a running quarterback.
We were joking about that last he can't move around. I don't think I think he's above average.
I think he would.
He's not elite.
He's not elite. But
no. Yeah, I also think, you know what, Jay? Now, part of this is a me thing, because I found as I have gotten older, and this might sound weird because of my profession, and as you know, I give out stats. Like tomorrow, I'm going to give power play stats and PK stats. But I find I remember exact stats less than I used to, in general. I kind of more go like, how did they play? Like, okay, yes, there are milestones, but so say in hockey, like 50 goals. Yeah, that's cool. But like if you score 46 and you're a really good all-around player, I'm not going to be like, I didn't get to 50. I mean, like he had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
And was the team he was on good? And then I think football can be a little more... Now, sacks is different, I guess, because it's usually in the teens, right? The sack leader for the year. But There are milestones, I guess, like 1,000 and 2,000, but once the numbers get, he's leading the league with 1,181 yards. Like, it's not common numbers to say and to talk about.
True.
And again, with football, I more look like, is he a contributing player on a good team? Yeah,
and that's where this comes into play. Because you look at Michael Strahan, well, they had some good years in New York with him, the Giants. You look at TJ Watt, well, he was a superstar, the defensive player of the year a few times. Myles Garrett's only been done that once. So, and the Cleveland thing, like they're not on anybody's radar.
That is part of it. Like if you're on a lousy, it's kind of, again, if we're back to hockey, what often comes up in the Hart Trophy debate? Well, he's like the fourth leading scorer in the league, but he's not going to make the playoffs.
Which shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Shouldn't. I mean, if you're good, you're good, and you're valuable. But no, I do think that's a valid point.
Buying or selling? Now I'll give you the option here.
Oh, I get multiple choice.
C.
I'm taking C.
C?
Jablonski, don't just take C all the time.
No, A or B.
Oh, right. I have to say ahead of time?
Right now.
Okay, B.
B. Okay. It's National Eat an Apple Day.
I ate one.
You did?
Yeah, it was at my lunch.
Oh.
But I cut them up, right? So you never see me walking around holding an apple.
I want to know what your go-to apple, Reid.
Well, Macintosh.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Macintosh.
I'm a Gala guy.
Okay.
Now, the Macintosh, is that the one with the big dimples on the bottom of it? Is it really red?
I don't. Yeah, they're red.
But is it softer? Or is it crispy?
I can't remember, Jay.
See, the Gala I feel has a really good
I just
crunch.
eat them. I don't analyze them.
You know what's really nice sometimes is a good old green apple. Or do you find those too tart?
No, I don't like those as much.
It's also National Pie Day.
Oh, is it like 3.14 or eat a pie?
Oh, that's March 14th. What's your go-to pie?
Oh, I'm not a pie guy.
Me neither. I don't think I'd eat a pie if you had it, if you forced me to. Goob, you like pie?
Oh, I love some good pie, yeah.
What's your favorite pie?
Pecan pie, no doubt.
Pecan?
Yeah,
okay.
you get some whipped cream.
So I've heard of
ice
pecan
cream.
pie. Is it literally just congealed pecans stuffed into a pie tray and then topped with whipped cream?
Essentially what it is, yeah.
That's
I don't
a lot
know.
of nuts, Coop.
Well, I go crazy. I go nuts. No, I love it, man. I don't know. They have whatever. I don't even know what it's made of. Like, it's just some very syrupy, like you said, congealed. I don't know what they do with the sugars inside of it. What is actually in a pecan pie? I just know it tastes good and I like it. It's just like a Macintosh apple to read.
I guess if I had to choose a pie, I'd say it'd have to be
I don't even know what I would pick. Like, I so rarely eat pie.
Because that's the only time I'll ever eat a pie is if it's pumpkin pie with lots of whipped cream on top.
Isn't a tart a small pie? Like, do you like it? Don't you like tarts? Do you not like tart? Like a little?
No.
Well,
but I don't eat a lot of. I do eat desserts, but I don't eat a lot of desserts. I mean, I have a cookie, or I'll have the chocolate bark.
Have you ever
if I'm
had
going to have something cake or a pie, then I'll probably have. My cousin's pineapple cheesecake.
Oh yeah, the legendary
on holiday season is great.
Have you ever had a key lime pie? I've heard key lime pies are amazing.
It's pretty good. But I've probably had it less than 5 times in my life. Like I don't seek out pies.
Me neither.
I'm not on a 5-year mission to explore new pies.
I don't either. Like that's when you go to like a nice place. It's a little diner and they got really nice pies. I couldn't care less.
You don't want a rhubarb pie.
I'm going to judge you by your sandwich, not your pies. I'm not a pie guy. My dad could eat pie. My dad can eat like apple. I guess it's not a pie, but I guess an apple pie he would eat.
Yeah,
like an apple
pie's
crisp.
fine. Oh, apple crisp. Yeah, it's good.
Now, are you an apple crisp with vanilla ice cream on top? Or can you just go
No,
apple
I'd
crisp?
probably have it with a little bit of ice cream so it gets all soaky in there.
Ooh.
I remember when I was a kid, if there was apple crisp at like a family gathering, I would scrape off the top and put that on ice cream because that's just basically, I think, the brown sugar mixer, isn't it?
Brown sugar and
really,
like oats crumble or whatever
I was just
it is.
eating brown sugar and oats. I was like a horse. I could have won the Kentucky Derby.
Charlie Dufault, off topic. Hey, Jay, ever try Mrs. Renfro's ghost pepper nacho cheese dip? No, I haven't.
Oh, Mrs. Renfro makes some good dip or good nacho. There was one I liked.
I just got to look at Mrs. Renfro's. Let's see what the can looks like.
We should.
Oh, I've seen that.
We should revisit because we probably got some new audience members at this time of day or people who want to chime in. The off-topic topic for William Huff. Name a coach, past or present, you'd like to sit in on their game planning. So a coach, they're meeting with their staff before the game or they're watching film and making notes, and you get to be a fly on the wall and see how they get ready for the game or how they're going to talk to their team. 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Did you find the nacho?
Yeah, I know the jar, so I'm going to have to track it down.
But it'd never be ghost pepper would be hot.
Yeah, I don't like blowing my face off with heat. Just a little spice is good enough for me.
I don't need something incredibly hot. Kris Knoblauch today talking about the impact of Nuge. He was back against the Kraken.
Well, you look at how Ryan touched the game the other night. Penalty kill. There's a turning point in the game possibility. We're up 1-0. We've got a 5-on-3 for almost 2 minutes, and Ryan's a big part of the reason why we kill that. He had a key block shot, and then on the other side of it, power play, we go for 2 for 2, and he gets one of the goals, but he has a big part in that dynamic. So, and then also just 5-on-5. He's a tremendous player. I thought that line of Rico and Yanni together, you feel that they can chip in offensively, but certainly, those three guys are probably our 3 best penalty kill forwards. So you have those guys on the line together. They should be pretty reliable against other teams' top units.
Yeah, good game for Nugent Hopkins on Saturday. Smith TM14, of course, says Kyle Shanahan, obsessed with the Niners, as he is. Matthew Hyman says Vince Lombardi. Yeah, it would have been neat to see Lombardi prepare for a game. Mm-hmm. Clearly, he was doing things that other football coaches weren't in that era.
True.
He understood the game better.
Yep.
All right. Here's what we're going to do.
He might sound like Chet Palmer, actually.
Who did?
Coaching. Vince Lombardi.
Oh, do you think he did? I don't know.
I think so.
Let's break. We got words of the day, some final thoughts as well. Here comes the Coop.
Five games on tap in the NHL. 3 games underway. Nearing the end of the first period, the Penguins are up 1-0 over the Flyers. Sidney Crosby potting his 17th goal of the season. And from New Jersey, the Blue Jackets trail the Devils 3-1. Meanwhile, Brandon Carlo has faced an injury setback and will undergo evaluation in Toronto. He's been out since November 13th with a lower body injury. In Elks news, Noah Taylor has inked a new deal with the AA, being locked up through 2027. The 26-year-old played every game last season, sharing the team lead in sacks with 4. To the NFL, New England plays host to New York. Patriots 10-2 on the season, winners of 9 straight, while the Giants have lost 6 in a row. 2-10 on the year. Join Lieutenant Eric for that one at Selly Sports Bar and Lounge at Central Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff at 6:15. Over on the court, tons of action live in the NBA early in the second. The Pistons trail the Hawks 29-28, and it's the Cavaliers with a 45-27 lead over the Pacers with about 10 minutes left in the second frame. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home.
Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Oh my goodness. Hard to believe it's December 1st. Can you believe it? It's what is it going to be in the NFL next week? Week 13? Week 14?
I can't believe
Eric's it. It's week. Today's the end of week 13. Week 14 will start Thursday. Lieutenant Eric's going to need an enema or something. Oh no, wait, that's not the right thing. You're being surprised.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
I think that's how it works. Oh, my goodness. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta Revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit $50 today with promo code EST50 and get an EST-exclusive $50 free bet to get you started. Jay's Play of the Day and a bunch of other fun EST stuff all under EST specials on the Play Alberta website and app. Yes.
Are you asking me for my Play of the Day?
No, well, I don't know. I was just talking.
I know who you are, Jason Milne of the Reid Wilkins Show.
So I want to check something here.
Remember when the bookbinder had a special for the CFL, for the Grey Cup? What was it, over under 80 points or something like that?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Well, I enjoy high-scoring games, Jason Milne, though I do find them quite distracting as I'm binding my books by candlelight in front of my laptop, watching the game on a stream.
He makes it sound like not fun. Like less technological than it is.
Give me a minute here.
What happened?
I saw something. I'm just trying to verify it, but
is this the Bombers' new head coach or the Argos' new head coach?
Well, yeah, I can't find any sort of verification of this.
Toronto Argonauts to name Mike Miller as new head coach. 3 Down Nation is reporting that. And thanks to whoever put it in the nasty chat. 55 years old. Spent the past 4 seasons as Toronto's quarterbacks coach.
I thought it was Mike Miller, the special teams coordinator.
Isn't that Mark Miller? Or is it Mike Miller?
I think it's Mike Miller because he was in Edmonton for a bit.
Okay,
he went to Winnipeg.
This says it's the Argos quarterbacks coach who would be getting promoted, basically. All right, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that.
And Taylor Elgersma has worked out for the San Francisco 49ers.
Canadian. Was he on Green Bay at first, right? And did he even make it out of camp?
I think he's just been, well, I don't know if he's been released or what. Probably been released, yeah. I guess if you're working out for another team, you have.
Yeah, you're not on that. You're not on the original team.
I just don't know if he was on the practice roster on and off or how that worked. You know, sometimes it can be a little.
Coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio, Pizza Sunday is back at the Canadian Brewhouse after 4 p.m. Grab an 8-inch 2-topping pizza for just $9.99. Wash it down with $6.99 doubles and $1 off Bud Light tankards. The Oilers start a 5-game homestand tomorrow against the Minnesota Wild. The game's at 7, so our coverage here on Edmonton Sports Talk will be the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6, hosted by Tom Gazzola. Tom's on after the game as well with the postgame show. I'll be hopping on there for Reid's Read. All right, let's get to the words of the day presented by the Edmonton Public Library. They have a Cooking for a Cause program that allows private groups of up to 36 people to have an interactive cooking experience with a chef in the kitchen at Stanley A. Milne Library. Great team building activity for groups who would like to learn how to create elevated dishes, or you could just set up a fun cooking challenge with your group. Go to epl.ca and look for Cooking for a Cause to find out more. All right.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
All right, by the way, thanks for all the thumbs. We have soared past on. There's still a few seconds, a few minutes to give us more thumbs up or share the show link with somebody else and tell them to check out Words of the Day and give us a thumbs up. Great chat earlier today, by the way, with Mark Kilam, Elks head coach. He was right here in studio for a full hour between 4 and 5.
Going to have to go into the Guest of the Year nominations.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
That was fantastic. First word of the day, pseudonym. Pseudonym.
All right, pseudonym. Pseudonym. This is a false name usually used by... I always consider this like in literary terms, like Richard Bachman was Stephen King's pseudonym. That's one of the easiest ones I've ever had.
A pseudonym is a name that someone, such as a writer, uses instead of their real name. That's the actual definition. Way to go, Reid.
Well, that was...
You're on fire!
I don't know why I know that.
You know what my mom said to me last night?
That Reid should be fired?
No. I gave you, what was the sustain?
Yes.
And she's like, I'm surprised you didn't say that's a Pearl Milne word, because she's often given some, but you found them to be easy, like pseudonym. So I told her, I'm like, Mom, text me. Give me some words. But bring your game.
No, she gave difficult ones, didn't she?
She's listening right now. I 100% guarantee.
I thought she gave difficult words.
Well, challenge is out there, Pearl Milne. If we will accept it or not is up to you.
All right. Well, I got pseudonym. We should have pseudonyms. Well, I guess I kind of have a few, really. Well, those are characters.
Pseudonyms or pseudofeds? Pseudofeds, I think, are they illegal now? A pseudoephedrine?
Having, I think if you take Sudafed
like an athlete, I don't think you can have a Sudafed.
Because didn't that happen to who?
Some Olympic athlete.
Silken Laumann?
Yeah.
The rower?
Right. Look at us.
Because it can be like an upper. It can be a stimulant, I think, is the more medical term. We have banned Mr. Milne for the illegal use of an upper prior to the shot put event. We tested his urine. There were pills, 4 pills of Sudafed in his urine. He took so many pills of Sudafed, caplets, his body could not even break all of them down, and they passed straight through his urine. That's IOC doping director
Hans
Klaus. Yeah,
Klaus
Hans Klausmeier. Yeah,
Klaus von de Vee. Second word of the day: exculpatory. Exculpatory.
EXCULPATORY. I think this is a legal term, is it not? Or is it not? Exculpatory. Because it's a type of evidence, exculpatory evidence. Is this evidence that clears somebody of an accusation?
Something described as exculpatory serves to prove that someone is not guilty of doing something wrong.
Pardon me, this just handed to me. We have some exculpatory evidence for Jason Milne. It actually was Flintstone vitamins in a glass of apple juice, not Sudafed in his urine. He is cleared to compete in the shot put. I'm just being told the event has ended. I hope you enjoyed training for your whole life for the Olympics, Mr. Milne. Thanks to our error, you have missed on the shot put. Who was handling the urine samples? Jablonski, that's apple juice.
Oh,
Jablonski ruined the Olympics for you.
So I just wanted to let you know, I did give you a bonus point on the first word because you did nail the exact definition. So I gave you 1.29 out of 1. So that's a total of 4.29 out of 4. Once again, Mr. Wilkins, you were above excellent.
That was a great day for me. Well, hopefully for everybody. I hope everybody had a great day. Awesome to have Mark Kilam on the show. Our live stream resumes with the Nielsen Show at 6 a.m. That show is also on Cruise 95.7 FM. On behalf of Zach Kubish and Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Have a great Monday night.